Hey people, hope you guys doing great. In today's video we will see, what if Naruto was the hero of monster girls and built harem with them, part 1. Huge shout out to marshalanime for this story. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe and like the video. So let's start the story. It's always the same around here. A young girl with long white hair, white wings, a white tail, and black horns said as she looked up at the red moon from one of the palace balconies. Every day I have to stay in the palace and be taught by the tutor's mother hired for me, the girl said as she looked to the large city, just outside the palace walls. Is it too much to ask for someone I can call a friend? She asked just as a small explosion of smoke appeared behind her. That could have gone better, a boy's voice said through the smoke, in between the coughs. When the smoke cleared, the girl saw a boy roughly her age with bright blonde hair, blue eyes, and whisker marks on his cheeks. Who are you? The girls hesitantly asked, getting the boy's attention. Who are you? What are you doing? The blonde panicked until he looked around. The girl was about to ask who he was again, when the boy ran beside her to look over the balcony. Ha, it worked! I don't know what it did, but it worked! The boy nearly yelled as he took in the sight. Sorry but… The girl was asking when the boy turned to her. Oh sorry, the name's Naruto Uzumaki. What's yours? Naruto asked the girl. It's Arya. Could you tell me how you got here? Arya asked him. I used the seal over there, Naruto said, pointing at a scroll over where he appeared. Speaking of here, where are we anyway? Naruto asked her. We're in the Demon Lord's palace, in the royal demon realm, Arya told him. Never heard of it, the blonde bluntly said. And never heard of it? It's the capital of the monster lands. How could you not know of it? Arya yelled, completely stunned by the blonde's lack of knowledge. Monster lands? You lost me, Naruto told her. He doesn't understand? How could this boy grow up not knowing? Arya wondered to herself, when her attention was drawn to the scroll. He said he got here through a seal. Could he be, from a world completely cut off from this one? The girl wondered. Hey Arya, you want to be my friend? The blonde asked, bringing him out of her thoughts. Huh, what did you say? Arya asked. I said, do you want to be my friend? Naruto told her. Few hours later. Forgive me, my lord, but I feel you should know this, a guard said as she entered the demon lord's study. What is it? A woman appearing very similar to Arya, only older and in dazzling yet revealing clothing, asked. Well, my lord, it appeases Lady Arya has been playing with a human boy, the guard informed her. Is that so? The demon lord said in a happy tone. Could you show me? She asked the guard. Palace garden. No far. How am I supposed to catch you if you're flying? Naruto asked the lilim that was flying above him. You never said I couldn't use my wings, Arya cheerfully pointed out. I haven't seen her this happy in a while. I was beginning to worry, but it seems she just needed a companion, the demon lord said as she watched the two. It doesn't hurt that the boy has some good looks, and I'm sure he'll become quite handsome in the future, the demon lord happily commented. So, where's the boy from? She asked her guard. That's the thing. When we asked him, he said he was from a village known as Konoha located in the land of fire. A nation from somewhere known as the Elemental Nations, the woman answered her lord. That is rather odd, the demon lord said. Arya, I see you've made a friend, the demon lord said as she walked up to the two. Mother, do you need something? Arya asked as she landed. What, can I check in on my own daughter every now and then? Of course, I also wanted to meet the boy you've been playing with, the demon lord said as she knelt down to be eye level with them. Yes, me and Naruto have been playing together, Arya said as she latched onto his arm. Yes, I can see that you two get along very well, the demon lord said, happy that Arya found a friend. But I was wondering if you could tell me where Naruto's from, the woman told them. Arya says I came from another world, though I'm not entirely sure what that means, Naruto said. Another world, huh? The demon lord thought. Could you show me how you got here? The woman asked. Sure, the blonde said, pulling out the scroll. Just add some chakra to this and, Naruto said, and the three vanished in a cloud of smoke. 6 years later. I can't get up with you on me, Naruto told Arya as she lay on top of him, only the sheet covering them. But then, how will you keep me company? Arya asked as she rested her head on his chest. Team assignment is today, the blonde reminded her. Can't they just send you a letter telling you who you're paired with? The Lilim asked, not wanting to separate from her blonde lover. Absolutely not, a blonde girl with 2 sets of angelic wings and wearing a light blue nightgown said from the doorway. Morning, Freya, Naruto greeted the blonde. Morning, Naruto, Freya greeted as she walked up to them and pulled Arya off the bed. Hey! What's that for? The Lilim nearly yelled at the Valkyrie. Be fortunate that I even allow a creature such as you to touch him. Naruto is to attend class and learn who his future comrades shall be, so that he may further his path to becoming a great hero, Freya said. Alright, no fighting. I wasn't going to skip it anyway, Naruto told them as he got up and walked over to his dresser. Of course. Though perhaps I may accompany you today? Freya asked with a small blush. Sorry, I don't want the villagers to freak out when they see you're not human, Naruto said as he gathered some clothes. You know they'll find out eventually, Arya told him. I know, but if I say yes, then everyone else will want to come too, the blonde told them as he made his way to the door. So? It's not like there are any classes today, Arya said as she went to follow him. Your point? Naruto asked as he opened the bathroom door, only to find it already occupied. Sorry, didn't know anyone was in here, the blonde apologized to the half-naked girl. No need to apologize, a girl blonde hair, fox ears, and 7 tails said as she grabbed hold of his arm. There's enough room in the tub for both of us, she said directly into his ear. Miyaka, I don't have time to waste. I need to get ready so I can go to team assignment at the academy, Naruto told his fellow blonde. Very well, we'll just wash each other, Miyaka said. Mind if I help? Arya said as she walked into the bathroom. You got Naruto all to yourself last night. Give someone else a turn, Miyaka told the Lilim. You're all hopeless, Freya told them after getting to the bathroom. After the bath. Breakfast is almost done. A girl with long purple hair, arms covered in green scales, and a long snake-like lower body said as Naruto walked into the kitchen. It smells good. What are you cooking, Suki? Naruto asked the Ryu. Scrambled eggs, Suki answered. Here's the milk, freshly made. A girl with long black and white hair done in a braid, horns, cow ears, a long cow tail, and large hoof legs said as she walked in with fresh milk. Morning, Karalai, Naruto greeted the hostess. Oh, you're up, Naruto. Would you like some milk? Karalai asked the blonde. I'd love a glass, Naruto told her. Coming right up then, Karalai cheerfully said as she went to get a cup. I'm coming with you, Arya said as she too sat at the table. What makes you think I'll agree to that? Naruto asked the girl. What makes you think you can stop me? Arya responded with her own question. You really should respect Master's wishes more. A girl with long dark blue, almost black, hair, a long tail covered in equally dark blue feathers, and wearing a maid's outfit said as she set the table. We can't all be as obedient as you, Adil, Arya said to the Kikimora. Yeah, nothing Lisa's going to change her mind, Naruto said. I don't see what the problem is. Hiding my tail, wings, and horns is simply a matter of covering them. It's not like the people of this world are familiar with demonic energy, and those who can sense it are more than likely already informed of our existence by the Hokage. Arya told him. You're going to do whatever you want, no matter what I tell you, Naruto told her. So glad you agree, Arya said as Suki filled their plates. Academy? Was that really so bad? Arya asked as the two walked through the hallway, dressed in a black cloak and hat to hide her Lilim appearance. We still have the whole day ahead of us, Naruto told her as they entered the classroom. You worry too much, Arya said as she sat next to a raven-haired boy, getting most of the girls in class to glare at her. Maybe you're right, Naruto said, sitting down next to her. Friend of yours? The raven-haired boy asked the blonde. You could say that, Arya answered for him. I got here first, two girls all but yelled as they entered the room at the same time. Who are they? Arya asked. The one with pink hair is Sakura and the one with blonde hair is Ino, Naruto told her. They seem annoying, Arya commented, getting a small nod from the raven-haired boy. Give them some time. They should grow out of it, Naruto said. Hi Sakura, Naruto greeted the pinkett, right before she pushed him out of his seat. Who are you and why are you sitting next to Sasuke? Sakura asked Arya. Shouldn't you introduce yourself before asking someone else their name? Arya asked the pinkett. I'm Sakura Haruno, and you're trying to steal Sasuke from me, Sakura accused Arya. That's what you're so worked up over. I already have a lover, so you have nothing to fear from me, Arya informed her. You have a lover? Who is it? Ino asked the girl, wanting to hear some juicy gossip. Naruto, obviously, the beautiful Lilim told them. Naruto? Most of the girls yelled after a moment of silence. Is it that surprising? Arya asked with a smile. It's Naruto, of course it's surprising, Sakura told Arya. I'm not the only lover he has. I often have to share him, though I was fortunate to have him to myself last night, Arya told them, thoroughly enjoying the reactions the class were giving. As share? Ino and Sakura asked as half the class passed out. The boys who fainted was from blood loss. This is why I wanted you to stay at home, Naruto told the Lilim. Okay, class, settle down and... Irika said as he entered the class, only to find half of them out cold and the other half speechless. What happened? Irika asked. They fainted after I told them about Naruto's lovers, Arya told him. Oh, Arya, I see you came with Naruto today, Irika said once he noticed the Lilim. At least he only brought one of them, Irika thought as he remembered the others from the times he visited Naruto's house. This sensei of yours is taking his time, Arya commented as her, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke waited in the classroom. Yeah, what's taking him so long? Everyone else's sensei came hours ago, Naruto added. I'm sure he has a good reason, Sakura said, despite herself being annoyed with their sensei's lateness. If I'd have known we'd be sitting here doing nothing for hours, I'd have taken Naruto somewhere private for a little fun, Arya said as she moved closer to the blonde. What do you mean? The pinkett asked the Lilim. How old are you? Surely you know what lovers do in private, Arya told her, getting Sakura to blush heavily and turn away from the girl. How cute. You blush so easily, Arya teased. Arya, stop teasing her. She's not used to it like you, Naruto told the Lilim. To think that you'd be reprimanding someone, Sasuke commented. So you can still talk. I'd wondered if you'd lost your voice since this morning, Arya said to the boy. After the Lilim said this, the door opened to finally show them their sensei. The white-haired man with his left eye covered took a minute to look them over. My first impression, the man started. There are more here than I thought there'd be, he finished. Not surprising, considering you were expecting there to be only 3 people here, Arya told him. True, now met me on the roof in 5 minutes, the man said as he left the room. Roof. Now that we're all here, why don't you tell me about yourself? Stuff like your name, hobbies, likes, dislikes, and dreams for the future, the man told them. Sensei, could you demonstrate for us? Sakura asked. Okay. I'm Kakashi Hatake. My hobbies, I have lots of them. I have thing I like and thing I dislike, and my dream for the future. Never gave it much thought, Kakashi told them. So, you're only going to give your name? Arya said. Well, if you're so curious, why don't you go next? Kakashi told the Lilim. If you insist. My name is Arya. I can't think of any specific hobby to give you. I like Naruto, and having sex with him, Arya said, getting Sakura to blush more than before at her bluntness. I dislike having to share Naruto when we're already making love, and those who blindly follow the order of the chief god. My dream for the future is to make this world a haven for monsters, Arya finished. She definitely fits the Hokage's description, Kakashi thought to himself. Monsters? What are you going on about? Sakura asked, getting Sasuke interested in her answer. So much for keeping a low profile, Naruto thought. It may sound odd to you, but I come from a world inhabited by more than just humans, Arya said as she removed her cloak and hat to show off her tail, wings, and horns. I myself, along with all of the girls who live with Naruto, are monsters from this world, Arya said as she watched for how the two would react. If you're from another world, why are you here? The Pinkett asked, completely unsure how she should react to this information. We have Naruto here to thank for that, Arya said as she brought the blonde closer. He showed up in the palace 6 years ago and let you know about this world, Arya finished. This is nice and all, but can we continue the introductions? Kakashi asked. How about you? Kakashi asked, pointing to Sakura. Why, yes. I'm Sakura Haruno, my hobbies are, Sakura says before looking at Sasuke, blushing and giggling, repeated for the rest of her introduction. Good God, Sakura, if you like the boy that much, just freak him already, Arya said once the Pinkett finished. What are you saying? Sakura yelled. Are you that sheltered? If you need me to explain, then you start by stripping his dash, Arya began, but was interrupted by the Pinkett. I know what you meant, Sakura yelled. Oh good, I was afraid that you didn't understand at the age you are. I was even contemplating me and Naruto showing you how it works. Though I'm sure he wouldn't mind, Arya said as she leaned into him and ran her hands up and down his chest. Don't bring me into this, Naruto told her, as Sakura all but fainted at her implications and Sasuke moved away from the Lilim. This is going to take a while, Kakashi thought after seeing this. Naruto's house. Today wasn't that bad, Arya said as the two entered the compound. Honestly, I'm surprised it went that well, Naruto told her. Welcome back, the two heard. Bako, how are you today? Naruto asked, recognizing that melancholic voice. I'm fine. Did you enjoy your day? Bako asked as she crawled out from under the house, revealing herself to have a long centipede lower body. Yes, I did. Thanks for asking, the blonde said as the purple-haired girl came up to him. That's good to hear, Bako said as she started to embrace the blonde. After a moment of remaining in this embrace, the girl couldn't help but bring the blonde into a passionate kiss. Arya, would you mind if I have Naruto tonight? Bako asked after she broke the kiss. I have no problem with it, Arya simply said as she continued towards the house. I think your libido has increased lately, Naruto said once Arya was in the house. How am I to stand out if I don't show you what I can do? Bako asked with a small smile. That night. That was a relaxing bath. Normally someone ends up sneaking in with me, Naruto said as he walked into his room with a towel wrapped around his waist. Can you blame them? Bako asked as she came down from the roof, already naked. Considering everyone I live with, I understand what you mean, Naruto said. Yes, but now we're alone, and I have you to myself all night, Bako said before using the pincers at the end of her tail to inject her poison into him. Lemon skipped. Bako fell down onto Naruto's chest once the two came down from their climax. Have I ever told you how beautiful you are when you come? Naruto asked as he wrapped his arms around her. I believe you've mentioned it before, Bako said as she nuzzled his chest. Though it is a good thing you think that, Bako said with a small smile. Why's that? The blonde asked. Because you're going to be seeing me like that many more times before the night ends, Bako said as she injected more poison into him. Next day. Great, not only is Kakashi-sensei late, but now Naruto's late too, Sakura complained as her and Sasuke waited in the training ground. Sorry I'm late, Sakura and Sasuke heard from above, just before a dragon landed with Naruto riding it, followed shortly by Arya and an armed Freya. And now Naruto! You have a dragon? Sakura yelled after she fell over in shock. Yeah, sorry about that. Sable insisted I'm coming, Naruto apologized as he got off of Sable. Yes, if Arya and Freya get to come, then I should be able to come as well, the dragon said as it slowly turned into a green-scaled girl with large wings for arms. And to be more precise, I'm a wyvern, Sable told them. Yes, that's all good and all. Now where is this sensei of yours? We need to get you to pass this test as soon as possible. Your future as a hero depends on this, Freya said, getting odd looks from Sakura and Sasuke. You can just ignore her, Arya said, getting Freya to glare at her. We would have been here sooner, But Bako kept Naruto up late last night, Arya explained. And what is Bako? Sasuke asked, already guessing that she wouldn't be human. She's an umikade, Sable answered. Seeing them thinking about it, she elaborated. A giant centipede, Sable said, getting a grossed out look from the Pinkett. Why did she keep him up last? Sakura was asking when she came to a realization. On second thought, I don't want to know. So you are learning, Arya commented as she watched the Pinkett's face turn red. This is going to be a long day, Kakashi thought as he watched the group. Hopefully you get a better mission today. The past week has been boring, what with me watching you all do menial tasks, Arya commented as her and Team 7 walked through the Hokage's tower. I don't even know why you come with us then. You're not a shinobi, Sakura pointed out. You'd miss me if I wasn't here, Arya told her as he entered the mission room. Why would I miss you? The Pinkett asked, but before Arya could answer, Sakura heard the voice of someone else she didn't want to see at the moment. Well, if it isn't Forehead. What's wrong? Don't like it on your new team? I can always switch with you if you want, Ino told Sakura. As it turned out, the other two teams from their class were there for missions as well. Keep dreaming, Ino Pig. There's no way you could handle being on this team, Sakura told the girl. This might get interesting. I should have brought popcorn, Arya said as she began to watch the two girls. Kakashi, you're right on time for once, the Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, said. I have here a mission that your team has specificity been asked to do, Hiruzen said as he pulled out a scroll containing the mission details. Lord Hokage, they've only been taking missions for a week. This mission is AC rank, possibly even AB rank, Kakashi said once he looked over the scroll. That can't be right. Why would someone ask a new team of genin to do such a high-ranked mission? A woman with curvy black hair and crimson-colored eyes said. To be more precise, the client asked for Naruto specifically, Hiruzen said. What? Naruto, but he's the dead last. Why would someone ask for him? A boy with red fawn tattoos on his cheeks and a white dog asked. Yeah. I could understand if they asked for Sasuke, but Naruto? Ino said. They'll have to learn about this sooner or later anyway, Hiruzen thought to himself as he came up with a plan. Naruto is well known in this region. In fact, this is the first time we've received a request from the region. I want to make a good impression with the people there, so I accepted their request. After all, Naruto here has more knowledge on the area than anyone else in the village, Hiruzen explained. So, we're going there, huh? Naruto wondered as he listened to the old man. Naruto's never left the village. How does he have a reputation in this place? THR boy with fawn tattoos asked. Not only that, how does he know more about it than even you? Ino asked. If Naruto knows so much about this place, that would mean we're going? Oh God, no. Why me? Sakura thought, having figured it out already. Figured we'd end up going there eventually with the dope on our team, Sasuke thought, having come to the same conclusion as Sakura. Well, if you two are so concerned, then your teams can go as well, Hiruzen said. Are you sure about this? A man smoking a cigarette with black hair and beard asked. I am. We'll be receiving more requests from this land in the future. They'll have to learn all they can about it, and I can't think of anyone better than Naruto to teach them. So I want all of you to report to Naruto's home in 2 hours, ready to leave. Hiruzen finished. 2 hours later. Why do we have to go to Naruto's if we're leaving the village? Ino asked as both teams arrived at Naruto's house. Who knows? I'm sure Naruto will explain when we get inside, a boy with a lazy expression told her. Shikamaru's right. We'll just have to ask Naruto, the boy with fawn tattoos said as he went to knock on the gate, only for it to open, revealing Adil. Hello? Master is in the back preparing the seal. Follow me, please, Adil said as she stood back to let them in. Huh? Are you not coming in? Adil asked when she saw the genin just staring at her. Yes, we are. Thank you, the woman with crimson eyes said as she nudged the genin into the compound. Hope you don't mind me asking, but what's with the feathers? Ino asked, thinking they were some kind of new fashion. My feathers? Adil asked as she looked at her feathers. Oh, silly me. You must not have been fully informed, Adil concluded. Informed of what? Shikamaru asked. That Naruto is the only human who lives here, Adil answered as the group reached the spot where Naruto was. Around the blonde was Team 7 and most of the house's residents. Perfect timing, I just finished the seal, Naruto said, only to see his old classmates frozen where they were. Right, no one told them, Naruto said, slapping himself for forgetting. I'll bring them over, Suki said as she went over to the group. I know this is a lot to take in, but you all have a job to do, Suki told them as she wrapped around the genin and pulled them over to the seal. Is this how all of the humans in this world going to react when we tell them about monsters? Arya playfully asked as the other two sensei entered the seal. What's going on? Ino finally asked. We're going to my world to take care of a mission, Arya told them as the seal began to glow. Told you couldn't handle being on this team, Sakura gleefully told Ino, happy that she's not in her place for once. Be safe, Suki told them, as the others waved goodbye. MG World. In a cloud of smoke the group appeared in a large throne room. I think I'm going to be sick, a heavy-set boy said as he held his stomach, having never experienced traveling like that before. Sorry Choji, should have warned you not to eat before using the seal for the first time, Naruto said. So where are we? The boy with fawn tattoos asked. You are in my kingdom, young man, and I welcome each and every one of you to it, a large muscular man with short spiked hair and matching beard joyously said. I take it you're King Rutley, Kakashi said as the king walked up to the group. That I am, and I assume you are the group sent by Konoha, Rutley said as he stopped in front of the group. That's correct. Though I hope you don't mind that we sent more than one team. Lord Hokage wanted the genin to become familiar with this world, Kakashi said. Not to worry, your Hokage sent a letter ahead of time explaining his decision. Now which of you are Naruto Uzumaki? Rutley asked. That'd be me, Naruto said as he stepped forward. The hero who calms monsters and travels the lands with the daughter of the Demon Lord. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Naruto Uzumaki, Rutley said as he placed a hand on the blonde's shoulder. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm a hero. I just help out when someone needs it, Naruto said. Ha 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 ha! Humble too it seems, Rutley said as he started patting the boy on the back. Naruto's a hero? The boy with fawn tattoos asked. That he is, though he still has a long path to travel before he reaches his true glory, Freya said. You just want him to fight for the chief god, Arya said. 'Tis only right for him to fight for good. 'Tis also fortunate that the energy that exists in his world seems immune to your corruption, Freya smugly told the Lilim. Just because his world can't undergo monsterization, does not mean that we cannot turn it into a monster-friendly world, Arya told the Valkyrie. It said in the mission you requested that your daughter has gone missing, Kakashi said. Yes, my daughter is very adventurous, and often leaves the city without telling anyone, but she's never been gone this long. I beg of you, Konoha Shinobi, bring my little girl back to us, the man pleaded as he keeled to them. There's no need for you to ask like this. You have my word that we'll do everything we can to bring her back, Naruto told the man. Thank you. I knew asking for your help was the right option, Rutley said as he stood back up. Do you have anything of hers we could use? Kakashi asked the man. We do, but what do you need it for? Rutley asked. We can use the her scent to track her down, Kakashi said as he summoned a group of dogs. Yo, a small pug said as once the smoke cleared. Pakin, I need you guys to find a princess, Kakashi told them. Princess, huh? Sure, we can do that, Pakin said. Ha! Me and Akamaru can help out as well, the feral-looking boy said as his dog barked in agreement. See, Kiba and I can find her scent. All we need is something that smells like her, Kakashi said. Understood. You bring me one of Sari's dresses, Rutley ordered one of his guards. Right away, my king, the man said as he ran off. Though I am surprised that you can wear such heavy clothing in the desert, Rutley said as he looked at the shinobi who were wearing jackets. I was wondering why I was getting so hot, Naruto said as he removed his jacket. We're in a desert? A girl with dark blue, nearly black, hair asked as she too removed her jacket. Yes, the kingdom of Harem is mainly desert, and you are currently in the capital city of Lorburn, in the largest oasis in this desert, Brutley told them. Harem is rather new, correct? Arya asked. Correct, princess. I helped my father build this kingdom from the ground up, Brutley proudly said. Harem is a monster-friendly state, right? Sable asked. Monster-friendly? The girl with dark blue hair asked. Yes, in this world there are generally 3 types of states: demonic realms, states that follow the chief god, and monster-friendly states, Brutley told them. Demonic realms and monster-friendly states are accepting of monsters. The states that follow the chief god seek to eradicate monsters, Arya further explained. Why would they want to destroy monsters? You don't seem that bad to me, Kiba asked. Monsters are foul, evil creatures that seek to corrupt men and turn women into monsters. If they are not kept at bay, then the world will fall into ruin, Freya said. And that's the kind of crazy logic that those who follow the chief god follow. Truly utter nonsense, Arya said. Why you? Freya yelled as she drew her sword on Arya. To slow Valkyrie, Arya said as she flew up to the roof. I've had enough of your indecency, Freya yelled, and was about to fly after the Lilim when Naruto grabbed her ankle and pulled the holy warrior back down. What have I told you two about fighting? Naruto told the girls, to which Freya began to mumble while she put her sword away. That happened often? Pakken asked. Unfortunately, yes, the blonde answered. My king, one of Lady Sari's dresses as you requested, the guard from before said as he entered the room. Excellent! Hand it to our friends here, the king said. Think you can find her? Kakashi asked as he handed the dress to his summons. Piece of cake. We'll let you know when we find something, Pakken said before the dogs jumped away. Now we just wait till they find her scent, Kakashi said. I don't know what you were so freaked out about, Forehead. Once you get over the weirdness of monsters being girls, there's nothing wrong with this mission, Ino told Sakura as the group followed Pakken through the desert. You don't know what monsters here eat, Sakura told her. Can't be that bad. They don't seem in eating us. Kiba added his thoughts. They eat human spirit energy, Sasuke said. Spirit energy? Sounds troublesome if you asked me, Shikamaru said. The process of getting spirit energy is usually enjoyable for both the human and monster, Arya said as she, along with Freya and Sable, flew next to the shinobi. Enjoyable? The girl with dark blue hair and pale lavender eye asked. Yes. The best way to get spirit energy is through sex, Arya told them. Sex? Ino yelled, while the dark blue-haired girl blushed heavily. What's with human girls from your world acting weird whenever we tell them that? Sable asked. Sex isn't something that's so openly talked about in our world. Especially between people who have just met, the woman with red eyes explained. Well, Kurinai, now is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. After all, we are in a world where monsters are looking for husbands, and willing to use force if necessary, Arya said. Great, monster girls are even more troublesome than normal girls, Shikamaru said. And you wonder why I say monsters are evil, Freya commented. She has a point. I've had to deal with monsters looking to take my spirit energy in the past. It's not unlikely that we'll have to deal with something like that on this mission, Naruto told the group. I'll beat any girl who tries to take my Sasuke from me, Ino yelled. Okay, seriously, that wouldn't be such a big problem if you just freaked the boy. I don't get you girls at all, Arya said, getting blushes from Ino, Kurinai, and the dark blue-haired girl. What about you? Arya asked as she flew next to the dark blue-haired girl. You must have someone you like, correct? The Lilim asked. LL like. Well I do be but, the girl said. Seeing the girl's eyes turn towards Naruto while she said this, she decided to have some fun. You like Naruto, huh? The Lilim playfully asked. Why? How did why you know? The girl asked in surprise. Hinata, you like Naruto? Since when? Ino asked the girl, turning her into a stuttering mess. My, such a shy girl. I think she'd benefit from turning into a monster, Arya commented as she flew next to Hinata. Absolutely not, Kurinai yelled at the Lilim. Kurenai-sensei's right. We shouldn't turn Hinata into a sex-crazed monster, Naruto said with a small blush. Unfortunately, having heard all of this sent Hinata over the edge and she fainted. You sure about that? Arya asked as the group stopped near a rocky outcrop. 5 minutes later. How long is she usually out for? Sable asked as she looked at the still unconscious girl. She should be up soon, Kurenai answered. At least we have time to rest, Choji said as he pulled out a bag of chips. What do you think about adding her to the harem? Arya asked, to which Naruto and Kurenai yelled for her to drop it. Fine, we can talk about it later, Arya said. This isn't exactly what I thought my first C rank would be like, Kiba said as he sat on one of the rocks. What did you expect? A boy wearing a trench coat and sunglasses asked in a monotone. Come on, Shino, you can't tell me you weren't looking forward to some action? Kiba asked his teammate, right before the rock he was sitting on moved under the sand. What the hell? Kiba yelled as he was sent face first into the sand. What was that? Are we under attack? Ino asked as everyone took a defensive stance. If my memory's correct, that was... Arya was saying when a giant armor-plated worm came out of the sand, towering above them. Sandworm, Arya finished. You just had to say that, Kiba, didn't you? Naruto said to the boy. Don't blame me, Kiba yelled. Focus, it's coming, Kakashi told them as he jumped out of the sandworm's way. Leave it to me. Human boulder, Choji yelled as he turned into a giant destructive ball and rolled towards the sandworm. Seeing the boy rolling towards her, the sandworm dove under the sand and used her body as a ramp, sending the boy into one of the small cliffs surrounding them. Thought you said the monsters in this world were girls, the man with a cigarette said as he pulled out his trench knives. They are. Sandworms just happen to have a body that's close to the one they had under the previous demon lord, Arya said as she blasted the sand in the area, trying to hit the sandworm. Try not to hurt her, Naruto told the group. Are you crazy? Ino yelled at her fellow blonde. Yeah, you're joking, right? Kiba asked as he dropped to all fours and Akamaru jumped onto his back as a clone of the boy. Does it sound like I'm joking? Naruto told them as he brought a sword out of a seal. We need to get off the sand, Shikamaru said as he jumped onto the rocks, shortly followed by the others. Now what? Kurenai asked as she put Hinata onto the rock. We need to wear her out, Naruto said. Easier said than done, Sakura said a bit agitated. She's probably just looking for a guy if she's still coming after us, Sable suggested as she hovered overhead. I'd be best to just take it out, Freya said as she held her holy sword, ready to attack if given the order. How the hell can you have sex with a worm? Ino nearly yelled, just before the sandworm came up behind them and slammed into the rock pillar. We can go over monster anatomy later. We need to deal with this right now, Naruto yelled, just before falling due to part of the rock breaking away. Naruto! Kakashi yelled, about to jump after the boy when the sandworm's tail came up to smash the rest of the rock pillar. Sorry, I'm busy right now, Naruto said as he used one of the falling rocks to push himself out of the way of her mouth. I'd hear you out any other time, the blonde said as he slashed the sandworm from just behind the mouth to the sand she was coming out of, leaving a violet-pink cut mark. This, however, didn't stop the monster as she turned on the blonde and dove for him. Shit, the blonde said as he made a cross-shaped hand seal and formed a bunch of clones, right before having most of them swallowed by the sandworm as she disappeared under the sand. You okay, Naruto? The man with the cigarette asked the blonde once everything settled. I'm fine. Thanks for asking us, Suma-sensei, Naruto said. Is that thing going to come back? Pakin asked. Considering the amount of clones she just swallowed, I think she'll be busy for a while, Arya said as she landed. Busy? Ino asked. You wanted to know how a sandworm had sex, right? Naruto's getting personal experience on that right now, Arya said. I think that's all we need to know, Kurenai said as she carried Hinata. Og, what happened? Hinata asked as she woke up. You fainted after we started talking about you liking Naruto. A sandworm attacked, and now a bunch of Naruto's clones are having sex with her, Arya said, which immediately made Hinata faint again. Damn it, Arya! You're not allowed talking to Hinata when she wakes up again. Naruto yelled at the Lilim. This is going to take a while, the rest of them thought. After Hinata woke up. Hey Naruto, I was wondering something, Asuma said as he came up to the blonde as the group continued to follow Sari's trail. What is it? Naruto asked. When you cut the sandworm, the injury didn't look normal. I want to know if it's just a sandworm, or if it's something you did, Asuma said. It's my sword, Naruto said as he brought it out again, and handed it to Asuma. It's made from Demon Realm silver. It can't actually hurt anyone, it can only drain their energy, the blonde explained. Sounds useful when you need to take someone out, without killing them, Asuma said as he handed the sword back. Yeah, I tend to use it a lot when I'm in this world, Naruto said as he took the blade back. Looks like the girl went in there, Pakken said as the group stopped in front of an almost completely buried building, only what looked like a broken tower sticking out of the sand. We might as well go in, Kakashi said as he walked inside, shortly followed by the others. 10 minutes later. This isn't what I expected, Naruto said as the group finally found the princess. This is just weird, Sakura commented as the group watched the princess sitting at a large dining table in a large well-lit dining hall. An average-looking man sitting close to her as Kepri stood around them like servants in a wealthy family. Come now, princess, why won't you eat? The man asked as he held a glass of wine in his hand. Why are you forcing me to stay here? Sari asked with venom as she adjusted the shackle around her neck. Now, princess, the man said as he yanked on the chain attached to the shackle, roughly pulling the girl to him. Where are your manners? I went through the trouble of setting up this wonderful feast, and you're not even going to try it? The man asked, becoming angry with the girl, as she glared back at him. I even got you this lovely dress, the man said as he tore the fabric, making the reed-haired girl cover her chest with a small scream. Perhaps I've been too easy on you. Perhaps you need to be taught elision, the man shouted as he grabbed her arms and pulled them away from her chest. And I know just elision to teach, the man said as he stared at her chest. She doesn't want your lesion, Paul, Naruto said as he kicked the man away from her, shocking Sari and the Kepri. Who are? Sari was asking when the man cut her off. You bastard! Do you have any idea who I am? I'm the future king of this land. The man yelled in blind rage as he held his broken nose, his Kepri harem between him and the shinobi. Someone like you doesn't deserve to be king, Naruto yelled at the man as the rest of the group jumped into the room. You really shouldn't rush in like that, Naruto, but considering what he was about to do, I'll let it slide this time, Kakashi said as he and the rest of the group were glaring at the man, especially the girls. Ha! Don't kid yourself. It's my destiny to achieve Greinug, the man was saying when the sandworm from earlier crashed through the wall, burying him and the Kepri in sand. The mouth opened up to reveal a girl with large friezed, long pink hair, and covered in slime. Naruto, I ran out of clones. Can I have some more? The girl cheerfully asked, oblivious to what she just did. Ah, sure, Aina. I'll make more clones for you, the blonde said, unsure how he should react to this, much like the others who were just staring at the happy girl. Outside the ruins. I'd say my father was worrying too much, but turns out he was finally right to worry about me. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't shown up, Sari said, now in her normal clothes. Don't mention it. We were happy to help, Naruto told her. So, all we have to do is get Sari here back to her father, and mission over, Kakashi said with an eye smile. Sorry, but I'm not going back. Not yet at least, Sari said. What? Do you know what we had to go through to find you? Ino asked. I can take a guess, Sari said as she watched Aina's body moving in and out of the sand. Anyway, I haven't completed what I came out here to do, and I'm not going back until I do, Sari declared. We understand that you want to do something, but our mission was to get you back to your father. Not to let you wander, Kurinai was telling the girl when Naruto started talking. Sable, can you go tell the king that we found Sari, and that we'll bring her home safely once we help her? The blonde said, surprising everyone but Arya, Freya, and Sable. Naruto! What are you doing? Sakura yelled at him as he walked up to Sari. She's just going to come out here again if we drag her back to the city. Wouldn't it be better if we helped her out, then took her back? Naruto told them. If all of you want to go back, then you're free to do so. I'm going with them, however, Arya said as she moved to stand next to Naruto and Sari. As am I, Freya said as she walked over. You make a point. It'd be better for future relations between our nations as well, Kakashi said. Guess our mission isn't over yet, Asuma said as he got a new cigarette out. I'll be off then, Sable said as she took off for Lorburn. Thank you all. I am truly grateful to you, Sari said to the group. It's the least we can do, Naruto told her. Lemon skipped. After the clones finished, they popped out of existence, and Aina collapsed from the pleasure. The girl slowly propped herself up on her elbows to look at the remaining blondes. More. I want more, Aina pleaded with pure bliss in her eyes. After Aina finished off the last of the clones. Aw, no more! Aina whined as she looked around, not seeing any blondes. I'm not full yet, Aina said as she went into a cute thinking pose. I'll just have to find Naruto, the girl concluded and took off in the direction she felt Naruto's energy in. We should stop and set up camp for the night, Kakashi told the group as they stopped next to a large rock jutting out of the sand. Finally, Sakura said as she dropped down on the sand. I know. We've been walking all day, Ino said as she mimicked the Pinkett. Are you sure they're trained warriors? Sari asked with a raised eyebrow. They just got out of the academy a week ago, Kakashi said in their defense. They'll get used to it eventually, Asuma said. I'd hate to see the ones that didn't pass, Sari said as she got her camping supplies out. What's that supposed to mean? Ino/Sakura yelled. It means you two don't show the capabilities of a warrior. To think that you graduated with a hero like Naruto, Sari told them as she focused on setting up her tent. What's with that anyway? The whole Naruto being a hero deal, Kiba asked. You don't know? Sari asked in surprise. Most of yous didn't even know this world existed before today, let alone that Naruto could come here whenever he wanted, Shikamaru told her. I see. Well, if you want to know. Naruto has ended pointless fighting and saved small nations just start, and all regardless if the people he helps were human or monster. It's difficult to find someone in this world who hasn't heard of Naruto. Even those who serve the chief god recognize his status as a hero. Sari explained, which got the genin to stare at Naruto. What? The blonde asked. What did you mean what? You never thought to tell Yus that you were so famous? Ino asked her fellow blonde. Would any of you have believed me? Naruto asked. Probably not, Shikamaru answered for the group. Naruto made a small group of clones to help set up and go look for firewood. Several of them were taken by Aina. She's been doing that all day. How long can you keep that up? Ino asked, making Sakura facepalm because she knew Arya was going to make some kind of perverted comment now. He can go for quite some time. I can't even remember the last time he was completely drained after sex, Arya said. My last birthday, remember? Naruto said as he put up his tent. Yes, I remember now. All of you spent the day making love to celebrate. We could have used this clone technique back then. Oh. We'll have to see how long you can last while using clones once we get back, Arya happily said with a perverted expression. As soon as Arya finished talking, the group heard Hinata hit the ground, outcut after picturing what Arya said. Remind me to help her with that after the mission, Naruto said. And not like that, the blonde added when he saw Arya about to say something, getting the Lilim to pout cutely at her idea being shot down so fast. After sunset. Hey Arya, I didn't see you pitch a tent. Where are you going to sleep? Ino asked the Lilim, getting Sakura to once again facepalm. I'm sleeping with Naruto, of course. I haven't had anything to eat all day after all. I can't have sex while we're on the move like Aina can, Arya told the girl, getting her red in the face from embarrassment. Ino, will you stop asking her loose questions? Sakura nearly yelled at the girl. I can't help it. I was curious. Ino all but shouted back. I assume you have some way to muffle the noise, Sari guessed. Sound-absorbing seals, Naruto said. If any of you girls would like to join us, you can come in at any time, Arya offered. No thanks, Sakura said. I'm not that tempted, Ino said after the pinkett. Hinata went to say, but fainted with a massive blush and nose bleed. So that's 2 no's and a maybe, Arya noted. What about you, princess? Arya asked Sari. I have no intention of giving myself to just anyone. Even one as well known as Naruto, Sari answered. Later that night. I can do this. Naruto already knows how I feel, so all I have to do is go in there and Hinata thought to herself as she stood in front of Naruto's tent. So, are you going to stand there all night, or are you going to get in here? Arya asked the girl as she stuck her head out of the tent. I was just. Hinata tried to explain when Arya covered her mouth with her hand. Nod for yes or shak for no, Arya told her. After a small nod, the Hyuga was pulled into the tent by the Lilim. Maybe this'll help her with her confidence? Kurinai thought as she stood watch. Of course, I'll put Naruto into a living hell if he does anything to hurt her, the woman thought. Lemon skipped. Next morning. Hinata groaned slightly as she woke up. I had such a wonderful dream, Hinata said as she cracked her eyes open. Really? What was it about? Arya asked from her spot next to Naruto. Hearing the Lilim, Hinata quickly sat up to see that her nice warm pillow was a certain blonde's chest. It wasn't a DDR dream? Hinata all but yelled. What's with the yelling? Naruto said with a yawn as he woke up. Sorry, Hinata said as she covered herself. Morning, Hinata, and there's no need to apologize, Naruto told her. Sorry, Hinata apologized for apologizing as she looked at the ground. Looks like you're back to your shy personality, Arya commented, making her blush deepen. Last night was, Hinata said as she avoided looking at Naruto. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I'd feel bad if you didn't like it, Naruto said after he kissed her cheek. It was very enjoyable, Hinata said after a moment as she went back to resting her head on his chest. Has anyone seen Hinata? She's not in her sleeping bag? Ino asked the others. Haven't seen her since last night, Kiba answered, and answered the others shared. I wonder what's for breakfast. I'm starving, Naruto said as he came out of his tent. Hey Naruto, have you seen Hinata? Sakura was asking when she, along with most of the others, swore they'd been put into some kind of illusion when Hinata came out after him. Eep! Hinta let out as she hid behind the blonde as she went bright red. Hinata, did you? Ino hesitantly asked as she weakly pointed at the Hyuga. I did say that any of you could join us. Hinata simple accepted that offer, Arya said as she came out. The silence was finally broken when Hinata hit the ground after fainting. Looks like we still need to work on that, Arya said as she looked at the unconscious Hyuga. I knew your method wouldn't work, Naruto told the Lilim. Come on, Hinata. We just want to know if he was good, Ino said as her and Sakura were trying to get some details from the young Hyuga as the group followed Sari. I really don't want to talk about it, Hinata said as her face was completely red. We're not asking you to give us every detail. We just want to know what it was like, Sakura told her. Sakura, Ino, Hinata doesn't want to talk about it. So drop it, Kurinai told the two. If you want to know what Naruto's like, I can tell you what happened after Hinata fell asleep, Arya said as she flew up to them. This resulted in Ino and Sakura's downing horrified expressions. Some time later. And then the 3 clones filled me to the brim. Of course that didn't satisfy us, so he made another group of clones, Arya was telling them when Ino and Sakura finally had enough. Arya! Too much information! Ino/Sakura yelled at the Lilim. You're the ones that wanted to know how he was, Arya said, confused by their outburst. Exactly. We wanted to know if he was good. Not a detailed description of what happened last night, Ino yelled. We're here, Sari said as everyone stopped in front of a temple that was in the process of being reclaimed by the desert. Finally. If I had to listen to Arya any longer, I'd have to change my panties. Damn Lilim, Ino thought, with Sakura having similar thoughts. What's with all of the ruins in this desert? Kiba asked. Harem was not the first kingdom in this desert. There have been many to rise and fall in this area. As a result, the desert is littered with the ruins of those ancient civilizations. Sari explained. Nice to know. Now that we're here, however, think you can tell us what we're here for? Shikamaru asked. A mirror, Sari answered. A mirror? We came all the way out here for a mirror? Kiba yelled. It has special properties that I desire, Sari said before walking into the temple. So we came here for a magic mirror? Asuma asked. Magic items aren't uncommon in this world. So if she has to come to a place like this to find it, then it must be really unique, Naruto said before he went in after her. Well, we can't let them have all the fun, Kakashi said before the rest of them went in. Naruto, wait up! You'll get separated if you go off ahead, Sakura called out as Naruto and Sari turned a corner at the end of the hall. That idiot! He never learns, Sakura muttered. Don't worry, Sakura. It's just one corner, we can easily catch up, Kakashi said just before the group turned the corner to find a dead end. Or not, the masked shinobi said. It would seem the ruins are still very much alive, Freya commented. What do we do now? That was the only way through, Sasuke asked. It would seem that's not the case, Shino said, drawing everyone's attention to a corridor that had appeared on the opposite wall. Looks like this just got a lot more interesting, Arya said. You have an unusual concept of interesting, Freya told the Lilim. With Naruto and Sari. You know we're on our own now, right? Sari asked the blonde. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll meet up with them later, Naruto told the redhead. Do you mind if I ask a question? Sari asked as the two walked down the corridor. Ask away, Naruto told her. Why did you come to this world in the first place? Sari asked as she grabbed a torch off of the wall. To be honest, I didn't intend to come to a new world when I first came here, Naruto as he too grabbed a torch. It was an accident? Sari asked a bit surprised. Yeah. I was messing with an old scroll I found when I activated the seal on it. Next thing I know, I'm standing in front of Arya in the Demon Lord's palace, Naruto told her. Then let me rephrase the question. What made you come back? Sari asked. That's easy, my friends, Naruto told the princess. You mean Arya? Sari asked. Yep. She was my first friend, but it wasn't just her. Even now nearly all of my friends are from this world, the blonde told her. It must be nice, Sari said. What do you mean? Naruto asked. As a princess, I was always sheltered as a kid, so I never got to meet people of my age. I didn't get along with the kids from the noble families. My subjects feel they cannot simply approach me. So now that I can freely leave the palace, I still cannot form a bond with anyone, Sari explained. If you want, I could be your friend, Naruto offered, once again surprising the princess. I'd like that, Sari said with a small blush. You think the others are having as much difficulty getting through this place as we are? Naruto asked with a little sarcasm. Who knows, Sari said with a small smile as she walked a little closer to the blonde. With the others. Fong over Fong! Kiba yelled as he and Akamaru spun in a devastating attack towards an Anubis. What manner of sorcery is this? The Anubis demanded as she dodged the attack. It's called ninjutsu, Kakashi said as he came up from her side to strike her, only for the girl to block with her scale. It seems we're not welcome here, Shino said as he dodged the stinger of a Gertablalu. I wouldn't say you're unwelcome. At least not all of you anyway, the Gertablalu said as she eyed the bug user. Sorry, I'm not looking for someone at the moment, Shino calmly said as his swarm of beetles came out of his sleeves. This is so troublesome, Shikamaru said as he captured several mummies with his shadow possession jutsu so that Choji could slam them into a wall with his partial expansion jutsu. You seem like a smart guy. Care to answer a question? A sphinx asked as she came up behind Shikamaru, trying to grab him. Troublesome, Shikamaru muttered as he jumped away from her. Come on, it's just a simple question, the sphinx purred. You alright? Asuma asked as he stood in the path the mummies were taking towards Kurinai, Ino, and Sakura. Yeah, we'll be fine, I didn't think they'd have such a technique, Kushina said as she tried to ignore the rising heat in her body. It was bad luck that you got hit with that curse, Arya said as she blasted a group of mummies that were coming for them. But it seems it had an unusual effect on Hinata. I'm going to guess it's because of the demonic energy I gave her last night, Arya said as she watched the girl going around in a trance-like state taking down mummies with her gentle fist. If you're going to add commentary, then do it while you're fighting, Freya yelled at the Lilim as she flew up to avoid being surrounded. Fine, but you have to admit I was right when I said this was interesting, Arya said as she formed balls of demonic energy in her hands. With Naruto and Sari. This looks like a good place to look, Naruto said as he and Arya entered a large circular room with treasure piled up around the walls. In the middle of the room was a sarcophagus on an elevated platform. It would seem that way. Let's start looking, Sari excitedly said as she quickly walked to some of the treasure. However, before the two could make any progress in their search, the two heard the lid of the sarcophagus move before falling to the ground. I'm not the only one that heard that, right? Naruto asked as he and Sari stood with their backs to the sarcophagus. Unfortunately, I heard it as well, Sari said. The two slowly turned around to see a woman with mocha-colored skin, long black hair that became a light purple as it went down her back, ornate jewelry, and bandages covering her lower arms and legs. It seems I have visitors, the woman said after she yawned. Forgive me for being so tired. I have been sleeping for some time, she said as she rubbed her eyes. The mere presence of this woman compelled the two to kneel before her. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Anna, and I am the pharaoh of this land, Anna said. I would like to know the name of the ones who woke me from my slumber, Anna requested. As if they had no choice in the matter, the two gave their names. Naruto Uzumaki, shinobi of Konoha, Naruto said. Sari, princess of Harem, Sari said. I see. Not to sound ungrateful for your help, may I ask why you've come here? Anna asked. I came here to find a mirror that shows the reflection of the one you're meant to be with, Sari said with some embarrassment. So that's what the mirror does. Guess I can understand, what with her meeting with so few people her age, Naruto thought. That old thing. Why would you want that? Anna said with some irritation. Please. I beg that you let me use it, Sari pleaded. Fine, Anna said as she went to get it. Stupid thing works for everyone but me, Anna said as she handed it to the now standing Sari, barely glancing at it. However, Anna quickly took the mirror back after she noticed something in the reflection. Anna took several minutes to look between the two and the mirror with a shocked expression. Are you okay? Naruto asked just before the pharaoh pulled him into a bone-crushing hug. Finally! Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for you? Anna asked with hearts all but dropping off of every word as she embraced the blonde. Did I miss something? Naruto asked, confused by the woman hugging him. That stupid mirror has been showing me the same reflection for centuries, and now you've finally shown up, Anna said as she let go of the blonde. Incredible. I heard the mirror was powerful, but to think it could predict something like this, Sari thought as she picked up the mirror and looked into it, quickly putting it into her bag with a large blush when she saw the reflection. Now that we got the mirror, can we go find the others? Naruto asked. Others? Anna asked. With the others. They don't stop coming, Ino said as the group was surrounded by monsters. Dealing with them would be a lot easier if I didn't have to worry about brining this whole place down, Arya said, now annoyed with this situation. We'll have to fall back for now, Kakashi said. That won't be necessary, Anna said as her, Naruto, and Sari walked through the group of monsters. I'm sure these girls will give you some space, Anna said as the other monsters backed off from the shinobi. Thank you, miss, Kakashi said. Anna, I'm the pharaoh of this land, and if what Naruto tells me is true, I'm his newest wife, Anna happily said as she pulled the blonde into another embrace. 3 new lovers on one trip? That's a new record, Arya cheered as Freya, Ino, and Sakura groaned from the whole situation. Sorry dear, are you in here? A woman with brown shoulder-length hair and violet eyes asked as she entered Sari's room. Yes, mother. Do you need something? the red-haired girl asked as she sat on her bed facing her window. Not really. I just haven't seen you since Naruto left, the woman said. I see. You don't need to worry about me so much. I'm fine, Sari said as she looked out at the night sky. I know. I just can't help but worry about my little girl though, Sari's mother said as she sat down next to her daughter. I'm not a little girl, Sari told her. I suppose you aren't. You did seem sad when Naruto left. Should I chalk that up to you becoming a young lady? Sari's mother playfully asked. Perhaps, Sari said with a smile. I'm not sad really. I know I'll see Naruto again, Sari said as she traced her finger along the mirror she got from Anna. Konoha next day. Inuzuka clan's compound. Why me? Kiba asked himself as he sat at his kitchen table being told by an Anubis that he has to follow a schedule she made for him. Next to him was his sister who was doing nothing to help him, and on the other side was his mother who was laughing her ass off. Why are you in my house? Kiba finally asked the girl as he stood up. What do you mean? Isn't it normal for a wife to live with their husband? The girl asked like it was obvious. This only got his mother to laugh harder. Wife? I barely know you, Kiba all but yelled. You have a point. My name is Kamas. I like keeping things in order and hate when I come across something I can't deal with. Now, as I was saying, Kamas said before going back to reading the schedule. That's not what I meant, Kiba yelled as his mother's sides began to hurt from all the laughing. Nara clan's compound. Do you have to beat me every time? A sphinx asked as she stared at the shogi board. You're getting better, Shikamaru told her. I still lost 6 times in a row, the girl complained. You're the one that wanted to do something, Ma, Shikamaru reminded her. I thought we could do something a bit more pleasurable, Ma purred. I'm not sleeping with you. Now, do you want to play again? Shikamaru asked, getting an annoyed expression from Ma. Fine, Ma said as they reset the board. Hyuga clan's compound. I'm going to kill that boy when I get my hands on him, Hayashi Hyuga yelled as his wife and several branch members tried to stop him from going off to murder Naruto. Hayashi, you can't just kill the boy. It was Hinata's choice when they slept together, his wife told him. I don't care. He'll pay for taking my daughter's innocence, Hayashi yelled as he struggled to get out of their hold. You think father will act like this when I lose my virginity? Hanabi asked her older sister as they watched their father trying to get free from the other Hyuga members so that he could go kill Naruto. I don't know, Hinata told her as her face was bright red due to knowing this was happening because she had sex with Naruto. Hokage's tower. I need to get Naruto out of the village until Hayashi calms down. Let's just hope Hisa can keep him from murdering him until I find the right mission to send him on, Hiruzen thought as he looked through mission requests. AC rank protection mission, huh? That should get him out of the village for a few weeks, Hiruzen thought as he looked at the mission request a man from Wave Country sent in. Later. What kind of mission do you think we'll get this time? Arya said as her and Team 7 walked through the tower's hallway. As long as we don't have to go back to your world, I don't care what kind of mission we get, Sakura said. What's wrong? You don't want to go back? I thought we had fun there, Arya teased the Pinkett. Why don't you just go home and leave me be? Sakura asked, annoyed with the Lilin. Not happening, Arya said as the group entered the mission room. Akashi, it's good to see you. I already have a mission picked out for you, Hiruzen said as he threw the man the mission scroll. Hayashi? Kakushi asked. Yes, please keep Naruto out of the village for a while, Hiruzen said. Naruto, surely you knew this would happen if you did something like that? Iruka asked as he looked at the blonde. It's not like I went out of my way to do it, Naruto defended himself. You still could have said no, Sasuke told the blonde. You'd be an expert on that, wouldn't you, Sasuke? Naruto asked. What do you mean, dope? Sasuke asked. I mean that you have so much experience saying no to all the girls that want to date you, Naruto said. You do seem to avoid girls a lot. You can't rebuild your clan if you don't fuck someone, Arya said, to which Sasuke grunted and proceeded to ignore her. Bring Mr. Tazuna in, would you? Hiruzen said. After a moment, a drunk old man with a sleeves V-neck shirt, glasses, and a beard. You got me a bunch of brats as protection? They don't look like they can protect even themselves, Tazuna said after he looked them over. This is going to be fun, Naruto thought sarcastically. 2 hours later, village gates. I thought one shinobi team was 4 members. I'm not paying extra these ones, Tazuna said as he motioned to Arya, Freya, and a girl with gray skin, short faded purple hair, and other than her cloak, just enough clothing to cover her privates. They're not shinobi, so you don't have to worry about the price going up, Kakashi told the man. All right. I'm finally going outside the village, Naruto cheered once the group went through the giant gates of the village. What are you talking about? You've been out of the village before, Sakura told him. Yeah, but not while I was still in the elemental nations, the blonde said. Hey! Am I supposed to entrust my life to this kid? Tazuna asked. You have nothing to fear, bridge builder. Naruto is a skilled warrior, despite how he may act when not in battle, Freya told him. Even if we fail to protect you, I can always bring you back from the dead, the girl with faded purple hair calmly said, making Tazuna a bit uneasy. You can bring people back from the dead? Sakura asked, not believing the girl. Sakura's question getting Sasuke interested in the answer. Yes, but it's easier to reanimate a core without memories problems the newer it is. I've been trying to fix this problem by studying the forbidden reanimation jutsu created by the Nidaime Hokage, the girl said. Can you bring back someone who died years ago? Sasuke asked the girl. Yes, but the memories issues I mentioned before would be a problem. Besides, I've already brought back to live your mother the day she died, the girl said as the group walked along the path. So my mother did die in the massacre? Sasuke asked, knowing he had seen her dead that night. Yes, I was testing out a new technique to bring the dead back to life. It seems to only work on those who had a large amount of chakra, such as shinobi do. It also requires a lot of power, and with the limited amount of time the spell could be cast, there was only enough time to bring back one person, the girl calmly explained. Thank you, Sasuke quietly said after a few minutes of silence. I did it solely out of personal reasons, but I'll accept your thanks, the girl said. Some time later. They do know that a puddle being there is stupid, right? Arya asked as the group passed a small puddle. I was hoping that they'd think we fell for it and make a move, Kakashi said as the shinobi came out of the puddle. Sorry. Guess I messed up that plan, Arya said as the group turned to the two. Our plan's stupid, huh? You won't be thinking that when you're dying, one of them said as they lifted their metal gauntlet-covered arms, which were linked by a spiked chain. Good luck with that, Arya said just before she blasted the two with magic, sending them through a few trees, knocking them out. They didn't last very long, did they? The faded purple-haired girl said. You're right, Rei. I was hoping for a bit more fun, Arya pouted. Tazuna, Kakashi said, getting the bridge builder to start worrying. What is it? The man asked. You paid for AC rank mission. So we were only expecting to run into bandits and the like. Not other shinobi, Kakashi said as he stared at the bridge builder. Fighting shinobi would make this at least a B rank mission. Now normally, I'd say we should turn back, but since we have such capable fighters with us, Kakashi said as he motioned to the monster girls, I'll make an exception. You just need to tell us what we're really dealing with, Kakashi told the man. Wave country. So you girls aren't even human? Tazuna asked, thinking that he'd heard wrong. Yes. I am a Lilim, as you can see, Arya said as she took off her extra clothes. Either you're telling the truth, or I'm not as sober as I think I am, Tazuna said. We're being watched, Rei said as the mist rolled in. Can you tell where they are? Kakashi asked. Yes. They're behind us, just off to the right 23 feet away. He has a muscular frame, the lower half of his face is covered by bandages, and he carries a large sword on his back, Rei said as she looked through the eyes of her familiar that had found the man. Keep an eye on him, Kakashi said. Seems Gato hired the demon of the mist to take care of us, Kakashi thought. Duck! Rei yelled as the man threw his sword. A massive sword spun over the group as they ducked under it as it went further and lodging itself in a tree. Well, if it isn't Kakashi of the Sharingan. No wonder the demon brothers failed, the man said after he landed on his sword. If it isn't the demon of the mist, Zabuza Momochi, Kakashi said as everyone stood up to look at the man. Zabuza Momochi, demon of the hidden mist, became a shinobi after killing all the graduate-age students of Kirigakure's Shinobi Academy, a rank rouge shinobi of Kirigakure after a failed coup d'etat against the Mizukage, and a master of the silent killing technique, Ray said in a calm voice as Zabuza stood on his sword. Seems like you did your homework, Zabuza commented. I made sure to read and memorize any and all bingo books I could get hold of. Knowing your opponent better than they know you gives an advantage, Ray said as she pulled out a book. A strategist, huh? It doesn't matter if you know me if you're dead, Zabuza told her. I'm already dead, Ray said as her book opened up with purple energy coming from it. Using her magic along with her book, Ray brought water from the lake next to them to form a dome of water over the group and then reinforced it with demonic energy. So, I'll have to take out Kakashi first then, Zabuza said, seeing that the silver-haired shinobi was the only one not in the barrier. Why did you leave Kakashi-sensei out there? Sakura asked the lich. Kakashi is the only one here with the skills to counter Zabuza's silent killing technique. We would just get in the way, Ray informed her. Well done, Ray. Keep everyone safe while I deal with Zabuza, Kakashi said as he pulled up his headband to reveal the Sharingan he had. So, the Sharingan huh? Let's see if it's as good as they say, Zabuza said before he took his sword out of the tree as the mist thickened. Hidden mist jutsu, Kakashi thought to himself. The mist is getting thicker, Freya said. The land of waves is surrounded by ocean. The swirling mists are ever present, Tazuna said. 8 points: larynx, spine, lungs, liver, jugular, subclavian artery, kidneys, heart. Now which will be my kill point? Zabuza said into the mist. He really wants to build up the atmosphere, doesn't he? Arya said. Using his own chakra, Kakashi dispersed a large portion of the mist surrounding them. Don't worry, I won't allow my comrades to die, Kakashi said just before Zabuza's sword cut into the barrier, stopping just before it hit Ray's head. It seems I need to add more energy to the water, Ray said without flinging as Zabuza was impaled with tendrils of water that came from the barrier. That's quite the barrier, Zabuza's voice said from the mist as the Zabuza impaled by water turned to water himself. But it won't be good enough, Zabuza said as he appeared behind Kakashi and sliced him in half with his sword, only for that Kakashi to turn into water. Don't move, the real Kakashi said as he stood behind Zabuza with a kunai to his neck. He saw through the mist and used a water clone as well, Zabuza thought as he turned to water, only for the real Zabuza to show up behind him and swing his sword at the man. This time Kakashi ducked, only for Zabuza to plant his sword in the ground and use it help him kick Kakashi into the lake. Kakashi-sensei! Naruto and Sakura yelled, concerned for their teacher. Rushing out onto the water after Kakashi, Zabuza trapped him in a ball of water. Escaping into the water. Bad mistake, Kakashi thought. This prison is made of water, but is harder than steel. It's hard to fight when you can't even move. So much for the great Kakashi, I'll finish you off later. But first your little friends will have to be eliminated, Zabuza said as he turned to the group and used his free hand to form a sing so that he could make another water clone. Freya, take care of the clone. Arya, attack the original. He can't move without freeing Kakashi, so he'll either dodge or take the hit, Ray said as she made an opening in the barrier for them. Right, Freya said as she went for the clone. This would be over already if he didn't use this mist technique of his, Arya complained as she flew up and towards the original, firing blasts of demonic energy at the man. What? Zabuza nearly yelled as he was forced to move to avoid Arya's attacks. Your skills with the sword are impressive, but thou stands no chance against a holy warrior such as myself, Freya declared as she cut the clone down after exchanging a few blows. Seems our fight isn't over, Kakashi told the man. We'll see about that, Zabuza said as he started forming hand signs, all the while Kakashi mimicked him. Water Dragon Jutsu! The two called out as two massive water dragons came out of the water and cancelled each other out. Something isn't Sharingan can copy any technique instantly. However, both just to happen simultaneously. Could he? Zabuza thought as he and Kakashi locked blades. Jumping away, Zabuza began running in a circle only for Kakashi to copy him. Stopping, Zabuza then went into a pose, only for the man to copy him again. My movements, it's as if he knows what I'm. Zabuza was thinking only for Kakashi to finish. About to do next. What? Is he reading my mind as well? He looks at me with that eye, Zabuza thought. It makes you furious, doesn't it? Kakashi asked as Arya hovered above the fight watching with interest. Quite the mind game you're playing, Kakashi, the Lilim thought. Water-style water vortex jutsu, Kakashi called out as he finished the hand signs before Zabuza, forming a vortex of water that blasted Zabuza into one of the trees along the bank. After throwing kunai into the Rouge Shinobi's limbs, Kakashi appeared on a branch above the man. You're finished, Kakashi told him. How? Can you see into the future? Zabuza asked. Yes. This is your last battle ever, Kakashi told him just before Saban were thrown into Zabuza's neck, killing the man, much to everyone's surprise. You were right. It was his last battle. A girl with long brown hair done up in a bun, leaving her bangs free and a mask covering her face, said from a nearby tree. No vital signs, Kakashi said after checking for a pulse. Thank you. I've been tracking Zabuza for a long time, waiting for this chance to finally take him down, the girl said. By your mask, I see you're a tracker shinobi from Kiri, Kakashi said. Impressive. You're well informed, the girl said. A tracker? How unfortunate. I was hoping to use his core in my experiments, Rei calmly said as she looked from the Zabuza to the girl as she lowered the barrier. Precisely why we are sent out to deal with Rouge Shinobi, the girl said as she dropped down to Zabuza's body. I'll be taking the body, she said before disappearing with Zabuza. Lowering his headband, Kakashi turned to the others. We still have a mission to complete. We still need to get the bridge builder to his bridge, Kakashi told them. Ha! Sorry for causing all this trouble. You can rest at my house when we get there, Tazuna said. All right, let's get a move on, Kakashi said as he started to walk in the direction of Tazuna's house, only to fall down after a few steps. Seems he used too much energy in his fight, Freya said. Naruto, could you carry the man? Arya asked. Yeah, the blonde said as he made a bunch of clones to carry the silver-haired man. Tazuna's house. How long will he be out? A woman with long black hair asked as her and the others sat at a table. He should be up in a few hours tomorrow at the latest, but he won't be able to walk on his own for the next couple days, Rei answered. He shouldn't exhaust himself like that. It's not good for him, Sakura said. Naruto, I'd like to replenish the energy I used up earlier. Could you come with me? Rei said as she stood up and started walking towards the room they were staying in. Right behind you, Naruto said as he got up and followed her. Replenish her energy? What does she mean by that? The woman asked. We monsters use demonic energy instead of chakra. The best way to get more demonic energy is to transform human spirit energy into demonic energy, and the best way to get human spirit energy is through sex, Arya explained to the woman. I see, the woman said as a blush formed on her face. You get used to it, Sasuke told her. Lemon skipped. Not very good when it comes to fine chakra control, are you? Arya asked as she watched Naruto once again fall on his head as he tried to run up the tree. You're not helping, the blonde said as he sat on the ground, getting annoyed that he kept falling. Arya, Sasuke said as he walked over to Naruto and the Lilim. Talking to me directly? My, this is unusual for you. What is it? Arya asked. Demonic energy, it can be used by humans, right? Sasuke asked. Yes, though normally they don't stay human for long, the Lilim told him. What do you mean by normally? Sasuke asked as Naruto tried to climb the tree again. I mean what happens to the humans in my world. It's different in this world. We think that humans in this world only temporarily turn into monsters for as long as they're using demonic energy. Though it's hard to tell since Naruto's the only one we can test this on so far, Arya said as the blonde fell down again. Why would it be hard to tell? The Uchiha asked. Men almost always turn into an incubus. Since incubi are only really differentiated by the demonic energy they have in them, it's hard to tell. Now, if we had a woman from this world start using demonic energy, then we'd be able to tell for sure, Arya explained. Are you interested in using demonic energy? Arya asked. Yeah. Can you give me some? Sasuke asked. I guess I can give you some, but if you want more you'll have to find someone else to supply you, Arya said as she placed a hand on the raven-haired boy and started pumping demonic energy into him. There! That should be enough for now, Arya told him. I don't feel that different, Sasuke said as Naruto fell and landed on his feet. Focus on the demonic energy. Your chakra naturally suppresses it, so you have to actively draw it out at first, Arya explained. With a nod of understanding, Sasuke focused on the new power inside of him. In a flash of pink-violet light, Sasuke stood there with black wings about half the size of Arya's, a tail with a heart-like shape at the tip, and horns coming out of his head. I thought you said it was hard to tell? Sasuke said as he looked at himself before he heard that his voice was a higher pitch than normal. Ah ha ha ha, Naruto started laughing as he rolled around on the ground. What's so funny, dope? Sasuke demanded to know. You turned into an alp, Naruto said as he went back to laughing. Alp? I thought you said men turned into incubi, Sasuke told Arya. I said almost always. This is what happens when they don't turn into incubi, Arya said as she avoided looking at the boy. An alp is what happens when a man who desires to become a woman is exposed to enough demonic energy to undergo monsterization, Arya explained. After a moment of silence, what? Sasuke yelled at the woman before she looked in her shorts. What the hell have you done to me? Sasuke yelled as Naruto started laughing again. I knew you avoided your fangirls like the plague, but I didn't think this was the reason for it, Naruto said in between his laughs. Shut it, dope! Sasuke shouted before she tackled the blonde. Maybe I can convince him or her to stay like that, Arya thought as she watched the two roll around on the grass as they fought. Get off me, you bastard! Naruto shouted at the Uchiha. Not until you pay for this, Sasuke said as she pined the blonde to the ground and raised her fist to punch him. Why? Why can't I punch him? Sasuke thought as her fist stopped halfway to hitting the blonde. Why does my body feel so hot? Sasuke asked herself as she slowly lowered her head to Naruto's. Sasuke? Are you feeling alright? The blonde asked as he looked at the Uchiha with a confused look. I want to kiss him, Sasuke thought before her eyes opened in surprise and she jumped away from the blonde. How do I turn back? Sasuke demanded to know as she stared at Naruto. Damn. So close, Arya thought. All you have to do is use your chakra again, the Lilim told her, and in another flash of light Sasuke was back to himself. Never again, the raven-haired boy said. Tazuna's house after sunset. This is nice. It's been a while since we've had so many guests around the table, Tazuna said as everyone sat at the table eating. I know what you mean. We even had to get out the spare table and chairs, Tazuna's daughter said. Did something happen between you two? Sakura asked as she noticed Sasuke avoiding direct eye contact with Naruto. Nothing happened, the Uchiha said with a small blush. He turned into an alp when he tried using demonic energy and nearly fapped Naruto, Arya said. What? Sakura screamed as Sasuke started choking on his food. You wish to be a woman then, or do you simply desire to sleep with other men? Rei asked as she slammed her fist into the raven boy's chest from her seat next to him to get him to spit out the food he was choking on. Neither, Sasuke yelled after a few coughs. Then why would you turn into an alp? Arya asked as she rested her head in her hands. I don't know, Sasuke said as his blush deepened. Why don't you show everyone what a cute girl you are, Sasuke? Arya cheerfully asked. I'd rather die, Sasuke shouted as Sakura passed out from the whole situation. I just had to get the weird group, didn't I? Kakashi thought to himself. Next morning. Kaiya! Sasuke screamed as she found herself in Naruto's bed, wearing nothing but her boxers. Why am I a girl again and why am I in your bed? Sasuke shouted as she beat the blonde with a pillow. Why would I know? You're the one that snuck into my bed at night, the blonde shouted as he blocked the pillow strikes with his arms. I swear, if you did anything to me, I'll kill you, Sasuke shouted. You two didn't do anything, Arya said with a disappointed expression. You saw what happened? Sasuke asked. Yeah. You transformed in your sleep and got under the covers with Naruto like you were sleepwalking. I was hoping you two would go at it, but nothing happened, Arya told them. Why would that happen? Sasuke asked with a blush as she covered her chest with the pillow. Probably because you're suppressing your urges, Arya said just before Sasuke threw the pillow into her face. I don't have urges, Sasuke yelled. I don't really care this early in the morning. I'm going to the bathroom, Naruto said as he got out of bed and left the room. You're going to end up fucking him eventually. Why don't you just give into it now? Arya asked, only to have another pillow thrown at her. Shut it, the Uchiha yelled. Next day. Good morning, everyone, Sakura said with a yawn as she entered the kitchen. Naruto not here? Guess he was out all night, Tazuna said. He's gone completely crazy. He's out climbing trees in the dark. He could be dead by now. You know, from using up all of his chakra, Sakura said. Well, I certainly hope he's okay. A child spending the night in the woods alone, Tsunami said as she brought food to the table. He's more than a child. I know from experience. If you'd like, you could join us for a fun night, Arya said. I think I'll pass, Tsunami said with a massive blush as she looked away from the Lilim. Pay no attention to that foul monster. Though she is correct in saying Naruto is no mere child. He has saved many lives and nations in his life. For that he is widely known as a hero in my world, Freya said. Heroes don't exist, Inari said. Whether you believe heroes exist or not is pointless. Naruto is still a hero and he will save this nation, Freya told the boy. I'm going for a walk, Sasuke said as he got up and made his way to the door. Going to ravish Naruto? Arya asked only to be ignored. So, back to ignoring me, huh? I'd hoped he'd get flustered like yesterday, Arya said with a pout after the boy left. With Naruto. You'll catch cold if you sleep here. Wake up, the girl that was with Zabuza, now wearing a pink kimono without her mask, said as she shook the blonde awake. Ah, who are you? Naruto asked as he sat up. I'm Haku, Haku told the blonde. Naruto Uzumaki. What are you doing all the way out here, Haku? Naruto asked. I'm gathering herbs, the brunette told him. Herbs, huh? Need help? Naruto asked. Thank you for offering. I would appreciate it, Haku said. You sure came out here early, didn't you? Naruto asked as the two picked herbs. I like it early. It's calm, but I didn't think I'd find someone sleeping out here in the woods, Haku said. I was out here training and just fell asleep when I tired myself out, Naruto told her. So, are you a shinobi, because I noticed that headband you're wearing, or are you just making a fashion statement? Haku asked. I'm a shinobi, Naruto said with a smile. I see. That's very impressive, but does that mean you're training for something dangerous? The brunette asked. I'm just training to get stronger, Naruto told her. You seem strong already. Isn't that enough? Haku asked. Not at all. I need to be as strong as possible so that I can protect those I care about, Naruto told her. To protect her? Haku said with a small smile. You'll get strong, very strong, Haku said as she grabbed her basket and stood up. Goodbye, we'll meet again, Haku said before she walked off. After a few minutes, Sasuke showed up. Hey dope, did you forget about breakfast? Sasuke asked as he punched the blonde's head. Oh. What was that for? Naruto asked. You're such a loser, Sasuke said, getting the blonde to smile and laugh a little. He really is cute, Sasuke's female voice said. I didn't hear anything, Sasuke thought as his eyes started twitching. Why the hell would they let me sleep in like that? Naruto complained as he jumped through the trees. You've been training more than usual. It only seemed reasonable to let you sleep, Arya said as she flew next to him. Something wrong? Arya asked after the blonde stopped on a tree. We're going back, the blonde said as he turned around and jumped as fast as he could in the direction they just came from. What's that all about? Arya thought as she looked down at what Naruto had seen. TCH, so that's Gato's plan, Arya thought before taking off after the blonde. To Zuna's house. Stop! Inari said to the two men taking Tsunami away. Well, if it isn't the little tough guy, the taller of the two men said. Inari, the woman called out. How cute! You've come to save your mommy, the man that spooked before said. You better get away from my mom! Inari yelled as he started running at the men. Inari, no! Tsunami told the boy. Hee, this kid's a little short on brains, don't ya think? The man asked. Take him down, the smaller man said as the two prepared to draw their swords. If you hurt him, I swear I'll ga, Tsunami was saying when the shorter guy knocked her out. Take a nap, would ya? The man said as Tsunami dropped to the dock unconscious. The two men cut through Inari, only for him to be switched with a log at the last second. The substitution jutsu, the smaller man said. The woman, she's gone, the other man said. Sorry I'm late. You know, heroes usually show up at the last minute, Naruto said as he put Tsunami down on the dock away from the two men. Naruto! It's you! Inari said as the blonde put him down next to his mother. You did great, Inari. You gave me enough time to get Tsunami out of there, Naruto told the boy, much to the boy's surprise. Naruto, how did you know these samurai would be here? Inari asked. Someone cut up a boar and a bunch of trees. The cut marks led back to here, so I came as fast as I could, Naruto told the boy. Blah blah, it's one of those puny shinobi brats Tazuna hired, the taller man said. Get him, the smaller guy said as his partner agreed. They're coming, Inari said. Not for long, Naruto calmly said as he stood up. Just after he said that the two men were blasted from behind by Arya, sending their unconscious bodies right at Naruto's feet. They aren't very powerful, are they? The Lilim asked as she walked up to them. After Naruto tied the men up. Sorry about the other day, Naruto apologized to Inari. Huh? Inari said in slight confusion. For calling you a coward. It was a bit mean, besides, you proved that you're not a coward, the blonde said as he patted the boy's head. Only for the boy to start crying. Darn it! I promised myself that I wouldn't cry anymore. You're going to make fun of me again and call me a baby, but I can't stop, Inari said as he tried to wipe his tears away. What are you talking about? You're happy, what's wrong with that? When you're happy, it's okay to cry, the blonde told Inari. Okay, I have to go help my team. So I'm leaving you in charge, Naruto said before he and Arya took off for the bridge. The bridge. You help Kakashi-sensei. I'll help Sasuke, Naruto said as the two got to the bridge to see everyone already fighting. Oh? Hoping that Sasuke will change into a girl and ravish you if you become her hero? Arya half-jokingly asked. Just do it, Naruto told the Lilim. About time they showed up, Rei quietly said as she maintained the barrier protecting her, Sakura, Tazuna, and Freya. You are right. Their assistance would be greatly appreciated right now, Freya said, a bit annoyed that Rei wouldn't let her fight. What are you two talking about? Sakura asked, just before two blasts of demonic energy went past the barrier. One aimed at Zabuza and the other aimed at the dome of ice mirrors. So, she's come to fight again, huh? Zabuza said as he avoided being hit by the blast that left a small crater where he stood less than a minute ago. You'll have to do better than that, Zabuza told the Lilim, only to freeze when he heard a crashing sound. Looking at where Haku and Sasuke were fighting, Zabuza saw that a third of the ice mirrors had been obliterated and the rest were cracked. Impossible! Nothing should be able to break Hala's mirrors, Zabuza thought in disbelief. What's with that look? As a Lilim, I possess a great deal of power, Arya said as she appeared next to Kakashi. I could take out this whole area if I wanted. Though that wouldn't be very good for the mission since Tazuna would have to start building a new bridge. Not to mention I'd take out everyone on the bridge right now if I did, Arya told the Rouge Shinobi. Impossible. To have that kind of power, Zabuza thought. I wonder if she's tell him the full extent of her power. If what I hear about her mother is true, it's entirely possible that she's not saying just how powerful she is, Kakashi thought as he looked at the girl out of the corner of his eye. Is she really that powerful? Sakura asked. Unfortunately, yes. She's the reason I haven't been able to put Naruto on the path of a great hero yet, Freya said. Lilim are natural powerful beings. Arya's mother, the demon lord, has the power of a god, and that power only increases the more she has sex. With as long as Arya has been with Naruto, she's probably more powerful than she's letting on, Rei explained. To think I'd get someone like that protecting me and my bridge with the amount of money I spent to hire a team of shinobi, Tazuna said. No kidding. I had no idea she was that strong, Sakura thought as she just started at the white-haired girl. With Sasuke. What the hell was that? Sasuke thought as he had Sanban sticking out of him. To take out my ice mirrors with such ease. There's no way I could win against someone like that, Haku thought as she pushed herself off of the ground as the remainder of her ice mirrors shattered. Hope I'm not too late, Naruto said as he walked up to the two. Naruto came to save us. Sasuke's female voice cheered. Ignoring me won't make me go away, you know, female Sasuke asked her male counterpart after a minute of him being quiet. You're not real. You're just a figment of my imagination, Sasuke told her. Probably, but that still means I'm real to you, and I'm not going anywhere. So just fuck Naruto already, the voice told the boy. I'd rather die, Sasuke told her. Are you able to fight? Naruto asked. Why do you ask? I'm your enemy after all, Haku told him as she stood up. I don't want to fight if they can't fight back, the blonde said. To answer the blonde, Haku came at him with a Sanban. Only to have the blonde punch her, shattering her already cracked mask. That attack did more damage than I thought, Haku thought as she tried to get back up. I've failed you, Zabuza, the ice user thought, just before she saw Naruto offer to help her up. You're too hurt to fight. Let me help you, Haku, Naruto said as he held his hand out for the girl to take. Why, the girl thought. Why do you refuse to finish me? Haku asked. What are you talking about? Naruto asked, confused by her question. I'm no longer of any use to Zabuza. I'm nothing but a broken tool now, Haku told him as she thought about her past. I live to serve Zabuza. He saved me and gave me a purpose in life, Haku told him. A purpose, huh? Naruto asked as he thought about how his life seemed meaningless until he met Arya. I understand what you're saying, but I just can't kill someone that can't defend themselves, Naruto told her. I see. No matter, it seems I can be of use to Zabuza one last time, Haku said as she formed another ice mirror and went through it. Wait, Haku! Naruto tried to stop her but was too slow. Damn it, the blonde thought. With Arya. And here I thought you were supposed to be strong, Arya calmly said as she forced demonic energy into her right arm until a long blade of demonic energy formed around her lower arm. To be honest, I detest killing, but if it means Naruto will be safe, I'll take down anyone that stands before me, Arya said as she narrowed her eyes at the heavily injured man. Ha, just like Haku in that regard, Zabuza thought as he stood there, trapped by the dogs Kakashi had summoned. This is the end of you, Arya calmly said as she rushed at the man with her arm aimed at his heart. Wah! Both Arya and Zabuza thought as Haku appeared in front of Arya's attack. Damn it! You stupid girl! Arya thought as she pulled her arm out of the girl's chest. Well done, Haku. You've come through again, Zabuza said as he raised his sword to take out Arya now that he was no longer bound by Kakashi's summons, thanks to Haku hitting the summoning scroll with Sanban. He's so important to you that you were willing to give your life for him. You poor thing, Arya thought with a sad expression after she jumped out of Zabuza's reach. Rei, I entrust her to you, Arya said as she put the girl down in front of the barrier. Understood, Rei said as she expanded the barrier to allow Haku's body inside. Zabuza, I have a suggestion for you, Arya said as she turned back to the man. And what would that be? The man asked as he used his sword to stay standing. I offer you a job serving me as protection, Arya said to everyone's surprise. Are you insane? He tried to kill us! Sakura yelled at the girl, only to be ignored. I've already killed more than I'm comfortable with, and I'd rather not have to tell Haku that she gave her life only for you to die, Arya told him as Rei dropped the barrier and began repairing the ice user's body. What are you talking about? Zabuza asked as his vision became blurry due to blood loss. I'm sure you'll understand when you wake up, Arya said as the man passed out. Ha! To think that I spent all that money on him. No big deal, I wasn't going to pay him anyway, a short man in a business suit said as he stood at the end of the bridge with a small militia of hired bandits. Kakashi, I'm tired of dealing with this. Could you pick up the trash for me? Arya asked as she watched Naruto with Sasuke leaning on his shoulder walking up to the rest of them. Right, Kakashi calmly said, and with that said the man ran at the group ready to take Gato out. How long will it take? Arya asked as she walked up to Rei. You shouldn't kill if it affects you this much, Rei said as she finished patching up the girl's body. You didn't answer my question, Arya told the lich. I'll be finished in roughly 2 hours, Rei told the Lilim. What are you doing? Tazuna asked. I'm bringing her back to life, Rei told the man. After sunset, Tazuna's house. Wa? Haku asked as she slowly opened her eyes. I see you're finally waking up, Naruto said as he sat next to the futon the girl was sleeping in. Naruto? Haku asked as she looked at the boy. Even with Rei reviving you, it's surprising to see you up so soon, Arya said from where she stood next to the door. So I did die. What happened to Zabuza? The girl asked. He's alive, but he probably won't be up for a while, Arya told her. What do you plan to do? Haku asked as she stared intensely at the girl that killed her. I plan to give him a job, Arya simply said, making Haku blink a few times in both surprise and confusion. A job? Haku asked after a few minutes. Mother's palace could use more skilled warriors with differing fighting styles. I just thought Zabuza fight the bill for that, the Lilim said. Zabuza is a rude shinobi. You'd be dash, Haku was saying when the girl cut her off. That won't be an issue. I can promise that, Arya said, which seemed to silence the girl. Since you don't seem to have any more questions, I recommend you get some rest. If you have any problems, just tell Naruto. He may be a clone, but he should be able to help, Arya said as she opened the door to leave. A clone? Where's the real Naruto? Haku asked. He'll be spending the next few days restoring Rei's energy, Arya said before she left the room, with a slightly confused girl and a slightly blushing blonde inside. I want to know what you're planning by keeping me alive, Zabuza asked the Lilim as he sat on the couch, covered in bandages and with his right arm in a sling. For someone that just woke up after getting his ass kicked, you have a lot of energy, Arya commented as she moved some hair out of her face. Answer the question, Zabuza said with a glare as Haku came in with some healing herbs and water for the man. You seem useful, so I want you to be a part of the Royal Demon Realm's forces, Arya told the man. I don't buy it. You didn't seem to have a problem trying to kill me before, Zabuza said. He has a point, Sakura thought as she stood with Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi. Fine, if you want my motive then it's because I have a kind heart, Arya said as she looked away from the man. A kind heart? Care to elaborate on that? Zabuza asked, becoming annoyed that she wasn't giving a straight answer. It wasn't for you. It was for Haku here, Arya said as she motioned to the girl. I took a liking to her at first sight. I didn't want to tell her that you died after she gave her life for you, the Lilim said. You're an idiot for feeling sorry for your enemies, but I guess I should be grateful for that since it's kept me alive, Zabuza said as he relaxed into the couch. Though, couldn't you have just brought me back to life like you did with Haku? The swordsman asked. No. Rei wouldn't have been able to revive you in the same way she did with Haku, Arya told him. So she has more than one way to bring back the dead? Zabuza asked. Yeah. The method she used on Haku is something she created. I don't know all of the details, but she says that only works if the person died within a few hours, Naruto said. Like Naruto said, if she were to revive you, there would have been a few problems. Not very many since you would have only been dead a few days, but they'd still be there. That, and you wouldn't technically be alive, Arya explained. What? Would I be some mindless zombie? Zabuza asked. You wouldn't be mindless, but a zombie isn't that far off of an explanation, Arya told the man. Where is that girl anyway? Zabuza asked, not even wanting to question the absurdity of bringing the dead back to life at this point. She's having the real Naruto help her restore her energy, Arya told the man. You said that yesterday too. What do you mean when you say Naruto's helping her restore her energy? Haku asked, getting Sakura to groan since Arya has a reason to talk about sex now. I'm glad you asked. This is something Zabuza should know since he'll be spending a lot of time around monsters once he accepts my offer, Arya cheerfully said. What are you talking about? Zabuza asked. Why do I feel like I shouldn't have asked? Haku thought as she anticipated the Lilim's answer. We monsters use demonic energy rather than chakra. Demonic energy is made by turning human spirit energy into demonic energy, and the best way to do that is through sex, Arya happily told them. Sex? Then that means that Naruto's been, Haku was saying with a blush when Arya continued her thought. That's right. Naruto and Rei have been fucking since they got back to the house, Arya said. I have nothing to say to that, Haku said with a red face. So Blondie has to keep the two of you filled? Sounds like a lucky son of a bitch to me, Zabuza said with a grin. He has more than me and Rei to take care of, but I'd like to think that all of the girls that sleep with him are just as lucky as him, Arya said. Not to be rude and interrupt, but how long does it usually take whenever Rei needs to restore her energy? Kakashi asked as he read his orange book. Usually 2 to 3 days. But with Naruto clones I'd bet that she's already finished replenishing her demonic energy. Though knowing her, she'll keep having him pour energy into her for a while, Arya said, a bit jealous that she wasn't being fucked into oblivion by a harem of Narutos. You're right on that, Naruto thought as he got more memories from the clones Rei just finished off. For the love of God, are you listening to this? Narutos could fuck us stupid for days on end. If you don't let me out, then I'll take control by force, female Sasuke yelled at her male counterpart. Never going to happen, the boy told her. Come on. I thought you wanted to restore the clan, she said. Not like that, the Uchiha yelled at his female personality. Sasuke's acting weird, Sakura thought as she looked at her crush. After the bridge was finished and the group was near Konoha. You must have really damaged your arm if you still can't use it, Arya said as she walked beside the swordsman. Whose fault would that be? Zabuza asked as he glared at the girl. I don't know what you're talking about, Arya said as she played innocent. I can use it for small things. It should be as good as new in a few days, the man said. It would have been healed by now if you had let me repair it, Rei told him in her usually calm and controlled tone. I don't trust you to just fix it, the swordsman told the lich. I can promise that I wouldn't add anything that would affect you negatively, Rei told him. I'll pass, Zabuza simply said. You got used to everyone pretty fast, Naruto commented. You're all weird, but you don't piss me off. So there's no reason not to get along with you all, the man said. 10 minutes later. So this is Konoha? Haku asked as they stood in front of the open village gate. Yep. I'll show you where my house is. You can live with me until the two of you find your own place, Naruto said to Haku and Zabuza. You heard him. Let's get going, Arya said as she grabbed Haku's wrist and started pulling the girl along with her. She's trying to get Haku to have sex with you, isn't she? Zabuza asked as he stood next to Naruto. More than likely, Naruto said with a sigh as he started walking towards his house, followed by Rei, Freya, and finally Zabuza. Naruto's house. We're back, Naruto said as he entered the house, only to be tackled to the ground by a happy Inari. Welcome home, Miyaka happily shouted as her tails swung back and forth. Nice to see you too, Naruto said as he sat up with the girl in his lap. This happened often? Zabuza asked as Freya and Rei moved past him on their way to their rooms. You could say that, Naruto told the man as he rubbed the girl's hair. Naruto! The voice of a familiar Hyuga shouted before said Hyuga tackled the blonde into the ground like Miyaka did. H. Hinata! Naruto asked in surprise as the girl nuzzled her head into his chest. I didn't expect her to go running to the door like that when I told her you were coming, Arya said as she poked her head around the corner while Adil walked past her. Welcome home, master, Adil said with a bow. Hi, Adil, Naruto greeted as he sat on the floor with the two girls in his arms. Zabuza correct? Arya has informed us that you'll be staying with us. Come with me and I'll show you your room, Adil said before she turned around and started walking off. Don't have too much fun with those two. It's the middle of the day after all, Zabuza told the blonde as he went to follow Adil. Fun? Hinata asked before her face turned red and she realized the position she was in. Sorry! Hinata apologized as she let go of the blonde. Now, Hinata, there's no reason to be so embarrassed about letting your demonic energy take over when you're with the one you love, Miyaka told the girl. Alright, Hinata said as she sat on her knees and looked at the floor. Not that I'm not happy to see you, Hinata, but why are you in my house? Naruto asked as Miyaka started wrapping her tails around the blonde. Well, I kept using demonic energy without thinking about it. So Mother asked everyone here to help me control it better, Hinata explained. So what kind of monster do you become? Arya excitedly asked. Well, Hinata said as she started using demonic energy. Well, what? I want to know, Arya said with a pout. So you can't see that? Naruto asked the Lilim as he stared at Hinata as fox ears and tail, made out of demonic energy, formed on her. See what? Arya asked as she tilted her head. Hinata's a Kitsunsuke, Arya, Miyaka told the Lilim. Really? Did you form a Kitsunbai? Arya asked the Inari. Hinata was worried about what kind of monster she'd become, so I told her about Kitsunbai ans Kitsunsuke. Besides, I've had a lot of pent-up demonic energy and lust recently, Miyaka said before Hinata rejoined her in hugging Naruto. Can I get up now? Naruto asked the two that had him pinned to the floor. No, Miyaka told him as her and Hinata snuggled into his chest. After half an hour of being used as a bed by Miyaka and Hinata. What is this? Naruto asked as he stared at a large box that was in the living room. It came in the mail yesterday, Suki told the blonde while she had her tail under a kotatsu. You really love using that, don't you? Naruto asked as he looked at the heated table. I can't help it. It just feels so good, Suki said as laid down on the floor and soaked up the heat. Konoha doesn't even get that cold. Oh, well, it makes her happy, the blonde thought as he turned his attention back to the box. Might as well open it, Naruto said as he proceeded to open said box. A doll? Hinata asked as her and Naruto stared at the life-size doll with long white hair that curled as it reached the end and was dressed in a gothic stilled dress. You think it's a living doodash? Miyaka was asking when a ball of pink slime came out of the box and enveloped Hinata. Hinata! Naruto and Miyaka yelled as they tried to get the slime off of the Hyuga. What is this? Naruto asked as the two tried to get the girl out of the slime. I think it's a parasite slime, Miyaka said as the slime started wrapping around her arms. Would you all please calm down? Suki said as she plunged her tail into the slime and pulled Hinata out. I feel violated, Hinata said as Suki put her down. I just want to relax and take it easy, Suki said with a sigh as she watched Naruto and Miyaka trying to get away from the parasite slime now. That's enough, Suki ordered as she used her tail to smack the slime across the room into the wall. There, now try to plait nice, Suki said as she went back to the kotatsu. Meanwhile, the parasite slime was slowly sliding down the wall. Did I miss something? Arya asked with a raised eyebrow as she walked into the room to find a box with a life-size doll in the middle of the room, Naruto, Miyaka, and Hinata on the floor panting as they were covered in slime, and a pink ball of slime on the floor next to her. Yeah, you did, Naruto told the Lilim. I'll start the bath, Adil said as she walked past the doorway while carrying a laundry basket. In the bath. Make sure to clean my tails thoroughly, Miyaka told her fellow blonde as she washed Hinata's back. I know. It's not the first time I've washed your tails, Naruto said as he put soap on the brush Miyaka used when she takes a bath. True, perhaps we can have some fun like we usually do when we bath together, Miyako said with a lustful expression as she stroked Naruto's cheek with one of her tails. "We'd just have to take another bath if we did that," Naruto told her as he continued to wash her tail. "Fine, I'll just have to have fun with you later tonight," the fox girl said. "Would you like to join in Hinata?" Miyako asked, turned her attention back to the Hyuga. "I don't think father would like it if I spent the night here," Hinata said with a bright red face, refusing to look behind her in fear of either fainting at seeing Naruto naked or fucking herself stupid with his dick like the last time she saw him naked. "True. Your father is still a bit angry at Naruto, isn't he?" Miyako asked as she moved to wash the girl's hair. "Yeah. He still doesn't trust me being around Naruto. He wanted to castrate him when he first found out I lost my virginity," Hinata told the girl. Note to self: avoid going to Hinata's for a while, Naruto thought as he continued to remove Slim from Miyako's tails. "Please say something," Caroline pleaded to the doll as she was sitting at the kitchen table next to her. "She's been talking to that thing all morning," Zabuza said as he sat at the other end of the table looking at the Holstoris. "She just wants to know if the doll is a living doll or not," Naruto said as he sat down next to Haku. "A type of monster, I assume," Haku said as she glared at the parasite Slim, keeping it at bay. "That's right," Adil said as she washed the dishes. "You know the dishes would be done a lot faster if you just let me help," Naruto told the Kikimora. "You are the master and I am the servant. Allow me to take care of the menial tasks around the house," Adil said with a happy expression. "If that's what you want," Naruto told her. "I take it the two of you met last night," Naruto said as he looked at Haku and the slime. "Yes. I froze it in a block of ice when it tried to grab me while I was taking a bath, but it seems to have thawed out," Haku said as she kept her eyes on the pink slime. "There seems to be some new faces around here," Bako commented as she came into the kitchen. "Good morning, Ba-dash." Naruto managed to get out before the melancholic girl captured his lips in a kiss. "You didn't mention the new arrivals when you came to see me yesterday," Bako said after she ended the kiss. "It didn't come up, I guess," Naruto said as he watched the umyake move around the table to inspect the doll. "This doll is really pretty. It makes me want to take it and dress it up in all kinds of outfits," Bako said as she coiled around it, this causing the doll to take on a horrified expression. "Nuh! I want Naruto to play with me!" the doll nearly yelled as she tried to escape from Bako's hold. "Oh, you can talk," Caroline happily said. "Having a living doll to play with is even better," Bako said with a small smile. "No!" the girl yelled as she tried even harder to get free. "I'm not surprised in the least," Zabuza said as he got up. "Where are you going?" Naruto asked as he watched the swordsman head for the doorway. "I haven't swung my sword since my fight with Arya, so I'm going out back to train," the man said before he walked out of the room. "I'd better go make sure he doesn't hurt himself," Haku said as she too stood up, and then froze the parasite Slim when it thought there was an opening to attack. "Zabuz is right. Nearly everyone I know is weird," the blonde thought as he looked from the frozen Slim to Caroline and Bako, who were fawning over the living doll that was trying to get away from them. "You just now realize that?" a familiar voice asked. "I haven't heard from you in a while. What have you been up to?" Naruto asked the fox. "I've been stuck in the seal like always," Kurama said with some annoyance in his voice. "You can come out any time you want," Naruto told Kurama. "I'll pass," the fox said. "You still upset that you have to use demonic energy to get out?" Naruto asked. "It turns me into another horny monster girl. So yes, I don't like using it," Kurama told him. "Oh, but you were so cute," Naruto said to get on the fox's nerves. "Shut it!" Kurama yelled before ending the conversation. Some time later. "So what's it say?" Suki asked as Naruto read the letter he got from Lorburn. "It's an invention at a party. Seems like Sari needs someone to go with her and asked me to go," Naruto said as he put the letter on the coffee table. "Are you going?" Suki asked as she sat down next to him. "I don't do so well at fancy parties, but I'll go seeing as Sari needs a date," Naruto said. "A date? Are you planning to add the princess to the harem?" Suki asked with a playful expression. "I've never once planned on adding someone to the harem." I just keep getting stuck with more girls, Naruto said with his own playful expression. Oh? You're getting stuck with us, huh? Suki asked as she started tracing circles on Naruto's chest. What can I say? I just can't say no to a girl, Naruto said as he felt that his arm had become stuck between Suki's fists. Then I already know the answer to my question, Suki said before passionately kissing Naruto. My room or your room? Suki asked, nearly out of breath after their kiss. Whichever's closest, Naruto said as he got off of the couch and led Ryu to one of their rooms. Lemon skipped. It really is amazing that you can let that much out. With how often you come, that is, Suki told him as she savored the taste of Naruto's essence. I'm sure it's from years of sex, Naruto said through some light breaths. Something I'm truly grateful for, Suki said. And I'd be grateful if you shut the door before doing that kind of shit, Zabuza said as he stood in the open doorway. Kya! Suki screamed as she covered her naked body with her tail. You want something? Naruto asked with some irritation as he covered Suki with a blanket. Yeah, you. Get your ass outside. I want to see what you can do in a fight, Zabuza said. Grumbling to himself, Naruto got off the bed and headed to the closet for clothes. Sorry, Suki, we'll have to continue later, Naruto said as he got dressed. It's okay, I'm not mad at you, Suki told him with a warm smile, before turning to Zabuza with an icy glare. You're not going to hurt me with a glare, Zabuza told the Ryu. I'll be waiting outside, Zabuza said before leaving. Lorburn Royal Palace sunset. You really should be careful, you know, Sari told the blonde as she watched several of the palace maids put the finishing touches on his fancy suit. I'm fine, aren't I? Naruto asked the princess. Oh yes, perfectly fine, right? Sari asked with a playful tone as she walked up to the blonde and poked the bandage on his cheek. Oh. All right. How was I supposed to know he'd cut me up like that? He only had one arm to use, the blonde defended. He is a powerful shinobi from what you've told me, Sari said. Yeah, I know, Naruto said as he looked at the dress the princess was wearing. Are you checking me out? Sari asked when she saw where the blonde was looking. Just not used to seeing you in a dress, Naruto told her with a small blush. I don't wear dresses that often. It's easier to move around in pants, Sari said as she spun around. But it's okay to wear one once in a while, Sari said as the blue dress fell back in place. I can understand. I'm not used to wearing dress clothes, Naruto said. We can tell, one of the maids said as they finished dressing him, getting him to chuckle nervously. I for one think you both look wonderful, a maid with purple hair, glasses and a modest bust size said. Mina, you always compliment me when I put on a dress, Sari told the woman. I was talking about how well the two of you look together. Oh. Just imagine what the two of you will look like on your wedding day, Mina gushed. WE wedding day! Sari and Naruto nearly yelled as their faces turned red. Oh, don't try to deny it. I've watched you grow up since day one. I know what that look you keep giving Naruto means. Our little Sari is growing up so fast. Mina gushed some more as she patted the girl's head. Mina! Sari shouted in embarrassment. I know what you mean, Sari's mother said as she walked into the room. Lady Joanna, the maids greeted with a bow. You too, mother? Sari asked. Yes, me too, Sari, Joanna said as she walked up to her daughter. The whole reason for tonight's event is to let the world know that you're old enough for marriage, the brunette said as she fixed Sari's hair. You have a party to celebrate that? Naruto asked. You didn't know? Joanna asked. I don't usually go to these kind of events. It's because Sari's a friend that I came, the blonde said. Oh. How cute you came for Sari's sake. You're already acting like her boyfriend even though you insist that you're just friends. Mina gushed again. Can you stop doing that, Mina? Sari asked as her and Naruto's blushes returned. What's wrong, Sari? You wouldn't be so embarrassed if it was nothing, Joanna said as she looked at her daughter's red face. Come to think of it, Joanna started as she donned the thinking pose. You never did tell me who you say in that mirror of fated lovers you got on your adventure. Was it of a certain blonde hero by any chance? Joanna asked, already sure that she knew the answer. It's none of your business, Sari told her, unsure of how much more of this she could take. Why do they have to tease me so much? The red-haired princess thought. Fine, be that way, Joanna said with a content expression. Oh, and Naruto, Joanna said, getting the blonde's attention. I've heard of your reputation with girls. So please be gentle with her on her first time, Joanna told the boy. Mother! Sari shouted as her body turned red and steam came out of her head, something Naruto wasn't too far from. That was straight to the point, Naruto thought as Sari tried to reprimand her mother. AF! We get sent out on a mission the day after we get back from AC turned a ranked mission. Why does our team have such horrible luck? Sakura asked as her and the other rookie genin teams watched the guests for Sari's party arrive. The king wanted us to come back. Seems we left a good impression from last time, Kakashi told the Pinkett. Get used to it, kid. Shinobi get called to do missions like this all the time, Asuma said. The chances of anything actually happening are low at these kind of events. So you could probably just relax and enjoy the party, Asuma said. He's right, you know. I've met plenty of shinobi that love getting missions like this. It has a rank pay but C rank difficulty, Kakashi informed the genin. Where's Naruto? Didn't he want to come along? Ino asked. He had something to do, so he couldn't come, Sasuke said as he ignored his female personality's complaints about not having her blonde around. I hope they don't mind. After all, I'm sure the king and queen wanted Naruto here more than any of us, Kurinai said. You don't have to worry about that, Joanna said as her and her husband walked up to the group. That's good to hear. Though I'm still surprised that he didn't come with us, Kakashi said. We didn't expect Naruto to come with you in the first place. After all, it'd be unusual for the princess's date of choice to be her hired protection as well, Rutley said in his usual high-spirited tone. Wait, date of choice? Sakura, Ino, and Kiba asked in unison. It's not unusual for him to be asked to parties in this manner, though it is unusual for him to accept the invitations. A soft and calm voice belonging to a woman with short white hair, red eyes, black horns, white wings, a white tail, and wearing a beautiful black dress said. Lady Rosamond, it's a pleasure to have you with us this evening, Joanna greeted with a small bow. No need to be so formal. You can just call me Rosa, Rosa told the queen with a kind smile before turning to the shinobi. I take it from your headbands that you're from Konoha, Rosa said. That would be correct, Kakashi told the Lilim. You wouldn't happen to know my little sister, would you? Rosa asked. Little sister? Sakura asked. She's talking about me, Arya said as she walked up to the group with Zabuza and Haku behind her. They're sisters? Sakura thought. Arya! Rosa cheered as she rushed over to her sister and pulled her into a hug, while crushing her into her large fists at the same time. Rosa! I can't be breath! Arya managed to escape the hug as her sister smothered her with affection. I like her, Sakura thought about Rosa as she watched the girl unintentionally torment her little sister. I didn't expect to see you here, Rosa said as she finally let the girl go. Yes, it is unusual for two of us to attend a party like this, Arya said as she filled her lungs with fresh air. Us? You have more siblings? Sakura asked. That's right. Though it'd be more accurate to say sisters since we don't have any brothers. Arya is the second youngest and I'm the third youngest, Rosa explained. How many sisters do you dash? Sakura was asking when a group of young men rushed past her and swarmed Rosa. Rosa-sama! We were so worried, the men told the Lim. I was wondering where your little harem was, Arya commented. Yes, well, I wanted to greet the king and queen without them around, but I guess I just worried them by leaving like that, Rosa said as she soaked up their affection like a sponge. Meanwhile, most of the shinobi were staring at the Lilim surrounded by young men in disbelief. Are you surprised? Rosa has a harem much like Naruto does. Only hers goes wherever she goes, Arya told them. That's right. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to go tend to my men, Rosa said with that calm, almost innocent aura of hers as she walked off with her harem right behind her. I haven't been to one of these parties in a while, so I have to go mingle with the guests to build up my social standing amongst the nobility, Arya said before she too walked off, followed by Zabuza and Haku. I don't understand either of them, Sakura said once the two Lilim were out of sight. With Naruto and Sari. You nervous? Sari asked the blonde as they stood just outside of the ballroom. I should be asking you that. It's your party after all, the blonde told her. I have you to settle my nerves, and you didn't answer the question, Sari told him. A little. Like I said, I don't go to parties like this very often. I don't even know how to dance, Naruto told her. Don't worry, just follow my lead and you'll be fine, Sari told him with a comforting smile as she pulled him with her into the ballroom. Ballroom. You spent a lot of money to hire me for this event? A dragon with green scales, dark blue hair, and golden yellow eyes asked a girl with white hair, red eyes, and wearing a red and orange dress. I hired you to protect me and look good, not to question my reasons for doing so, the girl told the dragon. Fair enough. As long as I get paid, the girl said to her client. Erika, how long has it been? Arya asked as she walked up to the white-haired girl. Arya? What the hell is she doing here? Erika thought in shock as she watched the Lilim walk up to her. Arya, it's been too long. I didn't expect you to be here, Erika said, not letting the Lilim see her surprise. I know Sari personally, so it's only right that I attend the party, Arya told the vampire. I see, Erika said as her gaze turned to Zabuza and Haku. Are they your protection? What happened to Naruto? Erika asked with a grin. So, my dear Naruto isn't with her for once, Erika thought. You could say that. I ran into them on my last adventure with Naruto, Arya told her. You just have to rub it in that you're Naruto's lover, don't you? Erika raged in her head. Ha! They don't seem that strong. The big guy can't even use his right arm, the dragon said with an arrogant tone. I only need one arm to kick your ass, Zabuza said as he glared at the girl. Sure you can, and that huge sword you have on your back isn't compensating for anything either, the dragon said. I'll prove it right now if you don't believe me, Zabuza said as he gripped his sword. Now Zabuza, I hear there's a competition later on for those willing to enter. You can settle this then, Arya said as she held her hand out in front of the man. Yes, Tiamat can wipe the floor with him when the competition starts, Erika said in a confident tone, just before the partygoers began excitedly talking amongst themselves. What is going on? Erika asked before she saw the princess walking arm in arm with Naruto. What the hell is this all about? Erika screamed inside of her head as her mouth hung open. That answers your other question, does it not? Arya asked as she closed the girl's mouth. Konoha Shinobi. Wow! Who knew Naruto could clean up so well? It almost makes me jealous, Ino said. Something Sakura agreed with. My Naruto is so hot. Let me out so I can go get him. Female Sasuke demanded her male have to do. Not going to happen, Sasuke told her. The moment the young Hyuga saw the blonde, she unconsciously let some of her demonic energy leak out and started drooling slightly. It's good that she's getting over her lack of confidence. But now she has a new problem, Kurinai thought as she looked at Hinata out of the corner of her eye. He does look good all dressed up, doesn't he? Anna asked as she walked up to the group. Anna, how have you been? Kakashi asked the pharaoh. I've been fine. I wish I could spend more time with Naruto though. It's rough with both of yous being so busy, Anna answered. Have the two of you even spent any time together? Naruto's been on missions constantly since we were last here, right? Ino asked. True, I haven't spent any time with the real Naruto, but he gave me this for when I want to spend time with him, Anna said as she pulled out a scroll from her dress. What's it do? Shikamaru asked. It's a summoning scroll. I just need to add some power to it, and I can pull some chakra from him and make a clone, Anna explained. A portable shadow clone, huh? Guess the rumors about him being skilled in funjutsu are true, Asuma commented. Naruto uses funjutsu? Sakura asked. He doesn't use any seals when fighting, so it's not surprising that you don't know, Kakashi told the Pinkett. Aina has one too, but she still wishes that she could leave the desert and live with him, Anna said as she put the scroll back in her dress. He's lucky if you asked me, Kiba said. Lucky? How so? The Anubis that's been living with him asked as she stood behind him. Kamas? What are you doing here? Kiba asked as he jumped in surprise. I invited her to come with me. She is my best advisor after all, Anna answered for Kamas. Correct. Now, what did you mean by lucky? Kamas asked with a smile that screamed you'll have hell to pay if you answer wrong. I meant that he's lucky to have such wonderful women to love him like how I have you, Kiba said, hoping she wouldn't punish him again. Ah, you're so sweet, dear. Come on, let's go dance with everyone else, Kama said as she grabbed hold of the Inuzuka's arms and pulled him out onto the dance floor against his will. Troublesome, Shikamaru muttered. He's not the only one that has a date to dance with. Ma cheered as she popped up next to Shikamaru and latched onto his arm. Ma! What are you all? Shikamaru was asking when the Sphinx started dragging him out to the dance floor. You're too lazy sometimes. You need to get up and move from time to time, Ma told the boy as she ignored his protests. I know you're there, Shino said. Very perceptive. It seems what I've heard about shinobi from your world is true. The Gertabula that the bug user fought the last time he was in this world said as she came out of the shadows behind him. Are you going to drag me out there to dance as well? Shino asked her. I don't have the kind of body that can dance, the girl said as she motioned to her multiple sets of legs and giant tail that ended in a stinger. I see. I can't dance either, Shino said as he and the Gertabula watched the others dance. With Naruto and Sari. Still nervous? Sari asked the blonde. A bit, Naruto said as he stayed close to the red-haired princess. Don't worry. It's probably just because you're not used to these kind of parties like you said. You'll get used to it before you know it. The party is just getting started after all, Sari told the blonde. It seems your friends are having fun, Sari told Naruto after she saw Kiba and Shikamaru dancing with their wives as her and Naruto danced as well. Yeah, it does, Naruto said with a small smile as he saw the two being forced to dance by their self-proclaimed wives. Looks like Anna is here, Naruto commented as he saw her over by the other Konoha shinobi. I'll have to talk to her at some point during the party. She's only had clones to keep her company since the last time I was here, the blonde said. Haven't you ever been told not to talk about other girls when you're with one? Sari told him with a smile as they danced. Sorry. I was just thinking out loud, Naruto told her. It's not a problem, the red-haired princess told him as she leaned into his chest. I'd just like to feel like we're the only ones here right now, Sari told the blonde. With Konoha shinobi. I feel a bit left out, Ino commented as the group watched the party. There's nothing stopping you from dancing, you know, an unfamiliar voice told the blonde girl. Quickly turning in surprise at the unexpected voice, Ino along with the others see a young girl, about 1 or 2 years younger than the genin, wearing a dark lavender dress with dull white frills. Her hair is unusually long. From the back you'd be forgiven in thinking that it's a beautiful raven color, but from the front it's clear that below the dark color is a creamy white, almost lavender layer of hair. Framed by her hair is a remarkable beautiful face with piercing golden yellow eyes. I suppose you're right, miss? Ino nervously said, a bit put off by the calm aura that demands obedience coming from this young girl. Luna, I'm the princess of Eridosian. Luna introduced herself. I'm sorry if you're mistaken, Princess Luna, but we're not guests. We were hired for protection, Kurinai explained to the girl. I am aware of this. It would be unusual for shinobi of Konoha to be invited as simple guests, Luna stated as she examined the headbands the shinobi wore. I'm surprised that you know where we're from, Kakashi commented. It's not really that surprising, considering how much time I've spent with Naruto, Luna said. Another one? How many girls does Naruto know? Was the question that ran through several of the shinobi's heads. I can see from your expressions that this is new information, yes? Luna asked with a small tilt of her head. Naruto spent quite a lot of time in Eridosian training with the Kunoichi of the kingdom, Luna explained. You have shinobi in this world? Sasuke asked, intrigued by possible new techniques that could help him in his goals. No, just kunoichi, Luna said with a soft voice, and with a wave a hand a woman wearing a rather revealing and non-restrictive outfit, a mask similar to Kakashi's, raven hair pulled into a ponytail to keep it out of the way, a katana strapped to her waist, and pointed ears and tail to signal her as another type of monster appeared next to the princess. This is Kana. She's one of the best kunoichi of the kingdom, and the one that spent the most time teaching Naruto during his time at the palace. Luna introduced the woman. A pleasure to meet you. Perhaps we could talk about the kind of training Naruto went through. It would help me make plans to help him improve, Kakashi suggested. I take it that you're in charge of his training now? If it means furthering his growth, I see no problem discussing his training. So long as my lady permits it, Kana said in a calm, nearly emotionless voice. It's not an issue with me, Luna said. It's hard to believe that someone as energetic as Naruto could spend so much time around these two, Sakura thought as she listened to the way Luna and Kana spoke. Excuse me for the sudden question, but Anna began as she stepped toward Luna. You're the second child of the Eridosian royal family, correct? Has your older brother also come to attend the party? Anna asked. He has not. My brother does not wish to take on the responsibilities of a king, and so he gave up his claim to the throne. So if you wish to discuss any kind of politics or possible treaties, speak with me as I'm now first in line for the throne, Luna explained. My, so young and yet already speaking like a seasoned ruler. My kingdom has only recently been re-established, so I'm still learning all of the current affairs of the world. If that's okay with you, I'd like to discuss establishing a relationship between our kingdoms, Anna informed Eridosian's princess. It is not a problem. Kana, stay here while we speak with one another, Luna said as she began to lead Anna towards the palace gardens for a nighttime stroll while they talked. Well, Kakashi started as he watched the two royals walk off. Care to tell me about Naruto's training while we have the time? Kakashi asked Kana with a nice smile. With Arya. Thank you, Princess Arya, for taking the time to speak with us. A tall but otherwise ordinary-looking man at the front of a small group of nobles told Arya as their conversation came to an end. For someone so good at talking politics, you definitely don't like the subject, Zabuza commented after Arya gave a sigh of relief once the nobles were out of hearing range. Whether I enjoy it or not isn't the concern. As a daughter of the demon lord, it's one of the subjects I have to be well educated in, Arya told the man as they made their way through the partygoers. You have a point. I don't know if I'd be able to put up with political bullshit. One of the benefits of never becoming Mizukage, I guess, the former Miss Shinobi said. Dottie is the best at politics, and the such amongst me and my sisters. She practically lives for it. Always keeping up with who has what potion of power and what connections certain people have to others. Half of what she knows goes right over my head. I can't even imagine how she manages to gather all of the information with all of the lovers she picks up, Arya stated. Do all of your sisters have multiple lovers? Haku asked the Lilim. Not all, just most of them. Needing to have sex in order to stay healthy makes staying with the first guy you meet rather difficult. It makes me a bit of an oddball in the family since Naruto's the only guy I've ever slept with. Though some of my sisters, like Rosa, prefer having sex with whatever man catches their fancy at the moment, Arya answered. I don't really get why you Lilim enjoy sex so much. Sure, it makes you stronger, but most of you can't stop thinking about it, Erika commented with a bored expression as she walked up to Arya. Listening to my conversations, huh? So, what's your plan to take Naruto from me this time, Miss Virgin? Arya asked the vampire. V-Virgin? What does my virginity have to do with this? Erika demanded to know as her face turned red and she stumbled over her words. Not much. It just gets on your nerves whenever I mention it. You still haven't answered my question, Arya pointed out. What makes you think I want to take Naruto from you? Erika asked. You've been trying to take him for years. I really don't know why you refuse to just join the harem like everyone else, Arya said as she placed her hand on her cheek. After a moment of glaring at the Lilim, Erika decided to just tell her what she wants. The tournament that's playing for the party, if my guard beats yours I get Naruto to myself for a week, Erika gave her challenge as she crossed her arms under her friezes. Only a week? Arya asked as she tilted her head with a cute smile. A week is all I need to show that I'm better than you, Erika said with her typical confidence. I see no problem with it, Arya said as she shrugged her shoulders. Even if I lose, I'll have Naruto back after a week. I'm sure he'd enjoy what I do to him after a week of no sex, Arya said with a smirk as she watched the vampire glare daggers at her. That certainly sounds interesting, Joanna said, alerting the two to her presence. Another eavesdropper? It doesn't bother me, I guess, Arya casually stated as Erika stiffened up at finding out that the queen had been listening to them. I'm a bit surprised that you're interested in our little bet. I would have thought that you'd be against something that might pull Naruto away from your daughter, but given his reputation, I can see how it wouldn't be a problem, Arya commented. Very true. I'm well aware that my daughter will be joining a harem if so stays with Naruto. But as long as she's happy, I'm happy for her, Joanna told the Lilim. Now if I may, I think I have a small adjustment that can be made to your little bet to make it enjoyable for the other partygoers as well, Joanna said with a mischievous smirk. Really? Do tell, I'd love to hear this adjustment of yours, Arya said, mimicking the queen's expression. Why do I feel like my plan has gotten harder? Erika asked herself as she looked back and forth between the two. With Naruto and Sari. It seems like I'm the envy of the party, Sari whispered to Naruto, drawing his attention to the glares that several of the women around the room were sending her. I shouldn't be surprised though. I am dancing with you after all, Mr. Hero, the red-haired princess told the blonde. Ha, I could say the same. Seems that a lot of the guys that showed up were expecting at least one dance with the beautiful princess, Naruto said as he caught sight of some of them trying to kill him with looks alone. Let them be jealous. You're the only one I want to dance with tonight, Sari told Naruto as she rested her head on his chest. Naruto, the princess said after a moment. Yeah? The blonde said. You've slept with many women before, correct? Sari asked, getting a nod as a response. I was just thinking about the difference in experience between us, Sari said at Naruto's unasked question. Everyone has to start somewhere, right? You shouldn't be concerned about that, Naruto said to the girl. You're right, it's just something to think about, Sari said. Did you know, it's become something of an unspoken rule at these parties for the girl of honor to take her favorite suitor back to her room after the party? Sari asked with a sultry grin. And who would that be, I wonder? Naruto asked, playing dumb. Who knows? I'll have to look harder if I'm to find him before the party's over, Sari commented, playing along with the blonde. Perhaps I can help, Naruto said as he lifted Sari's chin up and kissed her. Sari let herself be taken in by the feeling of Naruto's lips, enjoying every second of it. That certainly helps. Maybe another will settle it? Sari said as she leaned back in. Can I have everyone's attention, please? The two heard Mina's voice call out. So much for the mood, Sari quietly complained as she pulled back from her attempt to kiss Naruto. With Konoha Shinobi. What's with the announcement? Sakura asked. It's probably for the tournament they have planned, Luna answered from behind the picket, scaring the poor girl. When did you get back? Sakura asked, still holding the unusual position her jump put her in. Shortly before they called for everyone's attention. I would have been gone longer, but I'm only first in line for the throne and not an actual ruler. So there's only so much me and Anna could discuss, Luna explained. We will be starting the fighting tournament shortly. The rules stated in the invitations will apply as stated, but there has been one addition to the tournament, Mina shouted for everyone to hear from her vantage point above the crowd. An addition? I wonder what it could be, Luna thought out loud, much like all of the other guests. Along with the prize money the participants add to the prize at the beginning of the fights, it has been decided by Lady Joanna and Princess Arya that the final winner will also receive Naruto Uzumaki for a week as well, Mina announced, getting the room to fall silent. Naruto's a prize? Sakura asked in disbelief. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that good of a prize if you asked me, Ino added, just before the room became filled with the excited sequels of the single, and a few taken, noble girls at getting the blonde hero for a whole week. Why? Sakura voiced the others' opinions. Fangirls are the same no matter who they are. It really is entertaining to see, Arya said as she dropped down next to the blonde and Pinkett after flying over to them. Who would get that worked up over a guy? Ino questioned as Sakura fully agreed with her. You two really shouldn't be saying that, Arya said as she leveled a planned stare at them. What do you mean? Sakura asked. It's basically the same reaction you have with Sasuke, Arya pointed out. What are you talking about? Sakura yelled. Yeah. We've never done. Ino started to yell, but quieted down as she thought back to the many times she'd fangirled over the uchiha, a realization that the Pinkett seems to have come to as well. We really do act like that, Sakura said as both her and Ino looked back at the noble girls telling their servants and guards to win no matter what. Are you going to get all excited as well and send Kana out to fight for Naruto? Kurinai asked Luna. There's no need to. I've already got a Naruto to promise that he'll take my virginity when I wish to have sex, Luna calmly says. I see, Kurinai nervously said. With Naruto and Sari. Does this happen a lot? Sari asked, trying to hold in her laughter at seeing Naruto's annoyed expression. Not as much as you'd expect, but yeah, Naruto told Sari. Why the hell not? Sasuke's feminine side yelled after once again being told that she couldn't fight in the tournament by Sasuke. There's no need to, Sasuke said, becoming irritated with his other half. No need to. How are we supposed to rebuild the Uchiha clan if you won't let me fuck Naruto? Sasuke demanded to know. We are not rebuilding the clan like that, Sasuke yelled at her. Besides, we still have to deal with Itachi before we think about rebuilding the clan, Sasuke told her. Why? Wouldn't it make more sense to start rebuilding in case we mess up and get ourselves killed? You want to have our mother rebuild the clan in our place? Sasuke asked. We won't mess up, so drop it, Sasuke tells her. Is Sasuke alright? He seems a bit off today, Choji asked as he watched Sasuke shifting between facial expressions. What are you talking about? I don't see anything wrong with Sasuke, Ino told her teammate. He's probably just arguing with himself, Arya said, getting weird looks from those that heard her. Look out! A ghost girl called out just before she went speeding into Sasuke. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm in a hurry and, The girl was apologizing to Sasuke for invading his body by accident when she noticed Sasuke. Why is there a succubus in here? The girl asked. That can what? I need your help first. Female Sasuke told the girl, a simple yet effective plan forming in her head. As she just disappeared into Sasuke, Ino said, trying to figure out if she'd seen wrong. That's what ghosts do, Arya says. Yes, though they normal target girls when they pose as people, Luna added. Damn it! You're going to pay for this, the others heard the Uchiha say as his body began to glow with demonic energy. Sasuke! Ino said in worry. What's going on? Choji asked. He alright? Asuma asked Kakashi. I think I know what's happening. He'll be fine, the masked shinobi says. The demonic glow intensives for a few more seconds before dying down, revealing Sasuke's out form. It's been so long since I was last out, Sasuke says as she stretches her arms. Why? Ino says, close to fainting from the shock of seeing her crush turn into a girl. The others, save Hinata, Sakura, and Kakashi, stunned by what they just saw. Kurinai started. Turn into a girl? Yes. Sasuke wanted to use demonic energy, so he asked Arya to give him some. This is the result, Kakashi said as the ghost girl came out of Sasuke and said goodbye to the Uchiha as Sasuke thanks her for the help. Did you know about this? Ino asked Sakura after seeing the Pinkett wasn't surprised. I was told about it. First time seeing it though, Sakura told her. Hey, Sasuke said as she walked up to the others, her tail swishing behind her. I need this world's money if I'm going to enter the competition and win my Naruto. Anyone want to help me with that? Sasuke asked, to which Ino really did faint. I can spare some money, Kana, Luna said, and the Kanuchi appeared next to her with a large coin pouch. Thanks, Sasuke happily said as she accepted Luna's offer. None needed. It should be interesting to watch whether you win or not, Luna told the uchiha. I don't plan on losing, Sasuke said before rushing off to enter the tournament. Your friends are interesting, the Gertabula standing with Shino said. I agree, the sunglass-wearing shinobi replied. With Naruto and Sari. So how does this tournament work? Naruto asked the red-haired princess after he finishes signing up. It uses one-on-one fights. Each fighter offers up some money and the winner takes it all. The winner can then decide to drop out and take whatever money they have, or take the risk of getting more by staying for the next fight. Though, considering the prize for the final winner, I can't imagine that very many are going to just drop out after winning. Sari explains. Okay, but if all you have to do is throw down some money to fight, why the sing up? Naruto asks as they make their way to the fighting area. The bare minimum for fighting is higher if you haven't signed up before the tournament starts, Sari says as they enter one of the palace's courtyards where a large circle can be seen cut into the ground. The outer part of the circle is a slope leading to a flat area. The center third of the circle is made up of a man-made pond with rock platforms scattered here and there. Well, wish me luck, Naruto tells Sari as he makes his way to the other participants. Of course I'm going to wish you luck. I paid for you to fight, remember? If you win, I get to keep you for a week, Sari reminded the blonde as he walked off. So this is my competition, huh? Naruto says to himself as he looks around the group of fighters. Unsurprisingly, the majority of them are types of monster girls well for their natural strength and useful abilities. Moving through the crowd, Naruto soon finds himself bumping into a familiar wall of muscle. Arya, have you fighting in this, huh? Naruto asks Zabuza. She didn't have to. There's someone fighting in this little event that's gotten on my nerves, Zabuza says as he glares at the dragon standing closer to the front. Accepting his answer, Naruto decided to ask something else. So how did I end up as the grand prize in this anyway? A bet that the queen overheard, Zabuza simply said. Figures, Naruto thought. Naruto! Sasuke exclaimed as she threw herself at the blonde. Sasuke! Why are you a girl again? Naruto asked as he caught the excited Alp. So I can win this and keep you to myself for the next week. Sasuke cheered as she rubbed her head into the blonde's chest, getting a few jealous glares from some of the girls around them. Right, Naruto nervously says as he pats the girl's head. No matter how cute she is, it's still weird to think that this is Sasuke. I can't believe that I hadn't run into any Alps before this, Naruto thinks to himself. Now then, Mina said as she came to stand in front of the competitors. So that we can get this started quickly and without incident, we'll be selecting the fighters at random. Mina explained as she brought out a suitcase-sized box. Please don't move, Mina says as she opens the box, letting a flying orb out of it. This orb created through Golomancy will select the first 2 fighters, Mina said as the orb started sipping through the crowd. The orb soon turns and heads for Zabuza before it starts to circle the man. Looks like I can get started right away, Zabuza says as he steps toward the circular indent in the ground that sets the fighting area apart from everything else. So, you're my opponent then? Zabuza asks as a lizard man with long orange-brown hair, dark green scales, light leather armor, piercing yellow eyes, and wielding a standard greatsword in her hands. You won't be keeping that calm exterior once the fight starts. I recommend that you withdraw from the competition. A human will have a hard enough time in a fight against a monster, but you are obviously still recovering from an injury, the girl says as she looks at Zabuza's left arm. You don't have to worry about that. I won't even need both arms to win this, Zabuza says as he pulls out a smaller than the one on his back, but still rather large and thick single-edged sword from its place at his lower back. You should just feel lucky that my boss doesn't want me spilling any blood, Zabuza says as he wields his recently made Demon Realm silver blade. Then I will simply have to show you the folly of your arrogance, the woman says as she tightens her grip on her blade, and charges as the man. You'll have to do better than that, Zabuza tells the woman as he makes it over to her side faster than she could see and sends her flying with a well-placed kick to her side. In the stands. You guys went up against that guy? Kiba asks Sakura. I couldn't even see him move, Ino comments. I wouldn't really say that we went up against him. It was mostly Kakashi-sensei and Arya, Sakura tells them. Still, to see that guy on your first mission out of the village, Choji says. It wasn't as big a deal as you seem to think it was. We were well prepared for a conflict with someone of his skill, Arya says from her spot behind them. Yes, if it had been just Kakashi Hatake, we may have had a chance of beating them. But Arya simply overpowered us in the final battle, Haku says from her spot next to Arya. Just how powerful are you? Ino asked the Lilim. You really aren't from this world if you're surprised by a Lilim's power. The demon lord and mother of all Lilim is powerful enough to fight gods. It's only obvious that her daughters would be extremely powerful, even if they only inherit a fraction of that power, Erika explained from her spot next to the group. What's with those looks? Arya asks after most of the Konoha shinobi start staring at her in shock. They're just surprised that you have that much power, Kakashi informs the Lilim. I don't see how that matters. I'd still be the same person without it. Humans can be confusing, Arya comments. Your bodyguard is strong, I'll give you that much, but he's still no match for a dragon, Erika says as she watches the fight. A dragon? Asuma asks. It's the type of monster she hired for this little event. They're known for being powerful and overly prideful, Arya explains. Of course dragons exist in this world. Why wouldn't they? Ino says a bit sarcastically. Arena. You going to give up, or do I have to keep going until you pass out? Zabuza asks as he stands over the lizard man with a few glowing cuts from her sword. You, the woman started as she slowly rose to rest on her knees. I have never been beaten by a man, let alone this thoroughly, the woman says as she looks up at Zabuza, her body covered in glowing cuts that would obviously be fatal had the man used a blade made of normal metal. Staring into his eyes for a moment longer, the woman spoke again. Please, I ask that you accept me as your wife. The lizard man blurts out with a massive blush, obviously not used to any of this. Stands. Wait? What? Sakura Ino Kiba nearly yelled at the woman's sudden proposal. Lizard men seek strong men to become their husbands. So they challenge men with sword skills. If the man beats her, then they ask to become their wife. Arya explained like it's common knowledge, which for most in this world it is. Ah, how cute! They look so good together. A succubus sitting a row lower than them says to her friend. I know. I wasn't expecting to see a new relationship span from the fights, but that guy really should have seen this coming, the Warcat said. Remind me to be careful about who I fight in this world, Asuma says to his fellow Jonin. As long as you do the same for me, Kakashi says as Kurenai nods her head. Area. I'm sorry? Zabuza asks. I must have misheard you. It sounded like you just asked me to make you my wife. The man finishes. I did. Please, don't make this any more embarrassing than it has to be, the lizard man says as she looks at the ground in embarrassment. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't have any plans to settle down with anyone in the near future, Zabuza tells her. Then I will simply follow you around until you are ready for a wife, the lizard man tells Zabuza with a completely red face. Arya better have a solution for this, Zabuza thinks with an annoyed look. Chapter end. Watch all the uncensored lemons / parts of this story on my Patreon. Link is in the description.
Now watch daily exclusive uncensored lemon stories and mature content, along with NSFW images, featuring harem girls characters from the fics. Access all this and more on my Patreon. Click the link in the description to explore.